does. Right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. Right out of the gate, we're going to get clipped. Right out of the gate. Oh, yeah, we're done. Cheers.
Guess who is back? The boys are back in town after a hiatus, a very long hiatus. I don't think we've done a show since the week after the Super Bowl.
There's been a lot of things going on in these three lives over here.
Nick, did you tell the world we were going live?
Yeah, I did. I sent out a tweet.
Great.
Yeah, there's been a lot of things going on in our lives right now that have made it impossible for us to have a show. So
making excuses.
We've managed to bring those together, and now we're here. Kurt, speaking of, did Nicole send me a virus on Instagram? She wanted me to be a
I hope so.
Yes. I got a virus too. Only I didn't open it because I saw the post. So you saw the post and you still opened it because you're an idiot.
I didn't open it. But I wanted to assist her in her ambassadorship to whatever the hell she was doing. And then I thought, this is probably a virus.
Yeah, you are.
Just a bit outside.
Oh, we got him Bob Euchre. Dynamite drop in, Monty. All right, where do you guys want to start? Shit, man. I mean, we're rusty. I'm a little rusty. The banners are all.
Should we give a little RIP to John Clayton?
Absolutely, John Clayton.
Yeah, he's been
peace, brother. Cheers.
He's been
whatever you're drinking.
He's been the NFL ESPN guy for pretty much as long as I can remember. I've been around for 38 years, so RIP John Clayton.
RIP John Clayton.
I hate to see you go, but have a
I would
good
imagine
time.
that with all the music, we're going to be suspended just about as long as our hiatus.
I hope so. I hope so. You know what? We don't get money for this, John.
No.
All a suspension would do from YouTube would hurt YouTube at this point.
That's right. It's all on YouTube.
Shit.
It's
Really
all.
not invited. What's up, family?
Hey, YouTube.
You
Balls
take
in
us
your
off as 40 less views, motherfuckers.
balls in your court now, YouTube.
You can't take shit from nobody that's ever had anything.
Nick.
Oh, relax.
Nick.
What?
Let's hear it, buddy. Hold on.
Here we go again. It's the Cleveland Browns and it's first and 10.
You guys got Deshaun Watson. Watson
Bashar,
is
my man.
to the land.
I gotta be honest. This hit me like a freaking spinning back fist here. I didn't think this was gonna happen. I remember I was in bed about to take a nap when John called me and said, "You guys got Watson." And at this point in time, we thought it wasn't gonna happen. I was kind of torn on actually getting him, whether or not I wanted him or not. Deshaun is one of the 5 best quarterbacks in football. He is. He's instantly going to make your offense better. I wanted to go a different way. I wanted to build the defense into something elite. I think we're close, and I think elite defenses can win you championships. I wanted to bring in a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo to challenge Baker Mayfield, and whoever is the best man wins that job. And I think whoever the best man that wins that job can lead you to a championship when you have an excellent run game and a dominant defense.
Shut up, Nimsy.
That's not how they went.
God, you could have
Baker Mayfield.
fucking had him for cheaper. You could have guaranteed him $150 million. Could have.
No, we couldn't.
You could have given him whatever you wanted, just as long as he was the fuck out of my life.
Apparently not, because they offered him pretty much similar to that, and he said no, and he wanted to go to the Falcons or the Saints or whoever else was in the picture.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Hey, Jimmy.
So
Just
they
wanted you to get him. Just wanted you to have Jimmy, bro. That's all I wanted. Take it.
If I was the GM, I would have went a different way. But
At this point, I would take front row seats at a concert and a bong hit. Get the fuck out of here.
But you can't deny the fact that Deshaun Watson is one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. He just is. He does everything. He does everything to an exceptional level, and it's a proven level.
Who?
He's done it.
Who's giving you a full fucking what? Who?
Deshaun Watson.
Based off what?
Based off his play in the
He hasn't
in the,
played.
in the NFL. He's
He
played.
hasn't played.
Yeah, he almost had like an MVP season.
But he hasn't played.
He has played.
He's going to come back rusty.
I don't care.
Well, you should.
I shouldn't.
He also faces a potential suspension.
Want to know another thing I don't care about? The charges.
Okay, we're not going.
Damn.
Don't make me edit that out. You're a fucking...
I don't care about the charges because
No. Moving on. Shut the fuck up. Moving on.
Yeah, you know what?
You just ruined it. Nope. Bye. Goodbye. All right, moving on.
So Nick, back in the penalty box as always.
Oh, motherfucker.
You know, we got to talk about this. Something's not adding up. You know what? He opened up the box. Let's go down the rabbit hole with him real quick. Not specific, but what's the dude? Calvin Ridley got caught betting on football. Okay, he was it was $1,800 that he bet on football. He was suspended for the entire year of 2020, the 2022 season coming up. Calvin Ridley for betting $1,800 on a football game. Now, say this guy's completely innocent. 22 people are coming out, and you're just gonna say you're gonna make him the highest paid player in football, and you're gonna slap on the wrist, give him a 6-game suspension, and Calvin Ridley's out for an entire year. That's not adding up to me. I don't think that's right. It's not sitting well. I listen to a lot of talk radio, sports talk radio here in Columbus, and they talk about the Browns a lot, of course, and a lot of people, a lot of callers are saying that Browns fans are saying that they're done with them. They're done with the Browns.
Okay.
Females mostly. They're done with the Browns for signing this guy.
Stop being an insensitive fucking asshole.
I'm not being insensitive. Here's the thing.
Tony, keep going.
In this country, you get to go through a judicial system, and you get to be charged or not charged. He was not charged, okay? Also, in this country, you get to be a sleazebag if you want to be one, okay? There's a difference between being a sleazebag in my mind, and there's a difference between being a criminal, okay? There's a difference between being a rapist, and there's a difference between being a molester, okay?
What's Calvin Ridley in this situation?
Calvin Ridley was a person who bet on sports, and betting on sports, especially, I think he bet on games that the Falcons were in.
He bet on Falcons games, but he didn't play in the games. It was after he was already out for the season.
You still there's a lot of inside information that you could possibly know.
Yeah.
So you can't do that. Do I think can we argue on the severity of that? Sure, but you can't do that. I mean, that's in essence like insider stock trading.
So where do you think this takes your team, getting Deshaun and Amari Cooper? We might as well just ball those together.
The Browns front office have made a bet, and they made a bet that in probably the next 2 or 3 years that you're going to be able to win a Super Bowl with this. And I think
Izzy makes a wonderful point.
What's that?
O.J. Simpson
First of all,
was not convicted.
I like the end. It's your worst fucking take.
First of all, 100%. I mean, listen, he may have He may not have, but in this country, you have in this country.
Oh God, dude,
Why
you gotta
have
shut the fuck up?
why have the presumption? Why have in this country was built upon the presumption of innocence, and you have a right to the jury in front of your peers.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So where do you think this puts the Browns getting Deshaun and Amari Cooper?
I mean, I think it puts them in the position to win a Super Bowl within the next 3 years. That being said, when you pay a quarterback that much money, unless you have you have a window, because you're going to build that contract to fit a window, but eventually that contract is going to eat your team. It eats everyone's team. It's eating the Kansas City Chiefs team right now. They had to get rid of Tyreek Hill because Patrick Mahomes' contract is too big. You know, they had a couple years after they signed the contract with Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes, but now that's not the case anymore.
Where do you see him next year?
So we don't know exactly what's going to play out with Deshaun Watson, and I think their team is good enough to.
I'm hearing 6 games. That's
games. I think their team is good enough to win 2, 3, possibly 4 out of those 6 games. And then when Deshaun Watson comes back, they will be a top-notch team. And I think they have a possibility to win the Super Bowl.
John,
and if they win the Super Bowl, and if they come close to winning the Super Bowl, all those stupid Browns fans will be back. And a lot of those Browns fans that are saying, no, they're saying that not because Deshaun Watson's a scumbag. They're not saying that. They're saying
Were they saying that when Kareem Hunt was kicking a woman?
No, they didn't.
Were they failing their fan base and dropping out like flies?
No, we welcome him with open arms.
Right. Because you have no fucking morals. That's fine. I'm good with it.
It's sports.
It's not my team. I don't give a shit.
It's not show friendship.
That just goes to show how fucked up the fan base is.
It's not show friendship. It's show business, John.
You know, bottom line, someone was going to sign this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? Their season was going to tank in the first 6 weeks.
And to be completely honest,
or whenever it happens,
and
they were going to lose 4 out of 6.
If the 49ers would have had the 12 picks they gave up for this guy, they probably would have went after this guy too.
And to be completely
you know what? Here's what you're going to do. You were innocent because of a lack of evidence. That doesn't make you fucking innocent.
Nope.
Okay. At a federal level. Now you're going to deal with the civil. Now you're going to deal with the civil cases.
That tells you that.
Hey, you're going to need a $300 million guaranteed fucking contract to pay all these fucking people because you're a fucking idiot.
I don't care where that money goes. I don't care where that money goes. In this country, that does make you innocent. In this country.
Oh fuck.
You want a place where it doesn't go to Russia. In this country, it does. That's our Constitution was built upon that. If you don't like it, tough, sorry. But that's what this country was built upon. Now we want to hear.
Shut up, Nimsy.
I want to.
When he was planning to go to Atlanta, and when he was planning to go to the Saints, do you hear any of the shit go on? You hear any of the shit brought up? No. Only when he goes to the Browns, now we're trying to knock down the Browns and say, "Oh, Deshaun Watson's gonna get suspended." And he's gonna no.
You can play football. You could go to Cleveland and play football. Just don't expect your fan base to kiss your ass. I don't care if you want to play football. By the letter of the law, you're allowed to play football. So go to Cleveland, play football. Shut up.
You said
go
it
to
best.
Cleveland.
We have a guy on our team.
Go to Cleveland. You're well within your rights to go to Cleveland, play the ball. Listen, you can go to Cleveland. You can play football all you want. Just don't sit there and expect your fucking fan base to sit there with open arms and hold your fucking hand. That's it. I don't give a fuck.
We have a guy on our team that literally punched a.
You got 2 guys. You got 2 guys. 2 guys that within the rights of the NFL get to play football.
But
All
nobody
right.
says anything about that. All those Browns fans that are boohooing this move.
Don't criticize the people that aren't happy with it. Don't criticize the people that aren't happy with it.
And I actually like Kareem Hunt.
Don't criticize the people that aren't happy with it.
The reason why people are belly aching about the Browns because the Browns fans more than
not belly aching.
Not Browns fans.
It's not.
Cleveland
They
fans
just
in general, which is why
they
I
don't care for it.
like most Cleveland fans. Cleveland fans have a messiah complex, and the moment somebody brings them any modicum of success, they feel like they're gods. And Baker Mayfield won a playoff game, and all of a sudden that makes him the messiah of Cleveland football. No, he wasn't that good. He wasn't that good. He wasn't.
They're fucking Baker fans.
Could you win with those?
Those people are Baker fans. They did not like the way it went down.
Those Baker fans are the same fans that are leaving.
Are they? Listen, let them do what they want to do. If they're not happy with the move, they're entitled to that.
They're entitled to do it.
They don't have to
I don't
fucking
care what they want to do. I can still say they're stupid.
Okay, you could say they're stupid, and they could say you're fucking stupid.
They can. I'm sure they will.
They probably did.
Good.
They probably have.
Good.
They probably have.
In
They
America,
fucking should.
In America, you're allowed to say another person's stupid.
This is America. Who's going to be their backup until he's ready to go?
Jacoby Brissett. The quarterbacks they have are Jacoby Brissett and Nick Mullins. I think he can win with Jacoby Brissett. The Colts won a bunch of games with Jacoby Brissett.
They got Chubb. Hand it to Chubb.
Hand it to Chubb. Hand it to Hunt. Have your defense do their magic, and maybe you can win a couple games till Deshaun comes back.
Man, we went down the rabbit hole, John. You get that edit? You get that edit feature still that you can edit out
everything.
The first
We got
17
10 minutes. We got 10 minutes to go live on fucking YouTube and start this entire thing all over again. We're going to go on it again.
This is must-see TV.
This is not must-see TV. This is must-see an idiot, and that's all there is to it. Don't take me down the rabbit hole ever again. Put your tinfoil hat on.
Well, we're going to take you down a bunch of rabbit holes.
Oh, no, we're not.
Talking about San Francisco 49ers. We're going to take you down rabbit holes.
The Niners haven't made anything controversial other than the fact that they haven't done anything controversial.
I don't know whether I should call you Brer Rabbit.
The Jimmy G shit.
I don't know whether I should call you Bugs Bunny. You're going down some
Jimmy G. Jimmy G doesn't have 22 civil counts of fucking bullshit.
No, but
that's your guy.
But he was the starting quarterback. But he was the starting quarterback on your team, and he might be again this year.
What? Hey, those Cleveland Browns, man, they handled that Kareem Hunt situation. I'm gonna go there. Let's see if we can squeeze them full. Oh, they'll give you the fucking bank because they're desperate. They just chased their boy out by a simple media headline. Their guy, Jimmy G, has been facing criticism for 3 fucking years, and fucking Baker faces one fucking headline. This motherfucker packs up and wants to go. The moment he sees a little bit of criticism, Baker runs. Baker has a fucking history of running. So you know what? Fuck Baker and fuck you too.
Fuck Baker.
And fuck you too.
Man, I missed this. I really missed this. All right, let's talk about more free agency.
Hold on, I got a question to ask real quick. You got a question?
I don't know. I got to read the contract with Von Miller. Someone told me it was a really good contract to get out of after a couple years, because the length that they signed him to blew my mind. I think you texted me the details of that contract, yes. John. What
6
was
years?
6 years for Von Miller? He looked like the tank was empty last year.
6 years.
There's probably a whole bunch of, they could probably get out of that thing after 3. You know what I'm saying?
I think it was even less than that, but
maybe.
To make a long story short, he's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. So whenever you could bring a guy like that over to be in the locker room is probably worth it just in that experience. But I'm excited for Von Miller. I always liked him, respected him when he was with Denver. won the championship with the Rams last year, and happy to have him over in Buffalo. John, you're muted.
Good.
Shit. Sticking in your ass. I'm not gonna lie. I think Von Miller to Buffalo is exactly what that front line needed, bro. You know what? If you had Von Miller in that game versus Kansas City, it would have been a different outcome. He was getting to the quarterback with the Rams, Tony. You know, and even if he produces,
he had Aaron Donald next to him, dude.
Donald's getting doubled, bro. Vaughn was doing his thing.
I mean, I don't dislike it.
Dude, it's a good piece. It's a good piece.
You also got a backup in Case Keenum.
Yeah, I mean, Case Keenum, Mitchell Trubisky. What's the difference? The fact of the matter is, Josh Allen's elite. Exactly.
They'll see the field for 3 minutes against the Jets 2 times a year.
Dion, my man, my brother, man, I miss him. I miss Dion, fam.
Dion's with us.
He's here with us. What's up, brother?
What's going on, Dion?
Neon Dion.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose
Watching
control,
it.
and I think
God,
I like it.
Jesus.
All right, more in free agency. Let's go Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins. I don't have the Dolphins sound. NFL season.
The Dolphins have actually been very active. Big looky. They signed Teddy Bridgewater. They signed former 49er running back Raheem Mostert. To actually
A lot of speed.
A pretty small deal. It's a 1-year deal. It's worth $3.125 million. I mean,
you know how much that is in California? 2 popsicles.
Yeah, I mean, they got them for fucking nothing.
I've been seeing a lot of 49ers players moving on to other teams, Denver, the Jets.
They also got Trent Sherfield too. Okay,
and here's the thing about that, right? The money, the tax bracket. What's up, Vince? Good to see you, family. The tax bracket in California, $3 million to Mostert in Florida, where I don't think there is tax. I don't think there is a right. So $3 million over there is $3 million. $3 million in San Francisco, it's getting taxed like 12% plus a bunch of other bullshit. Like it's just not the same.
Tony, didn't we talk about this before? Professional
they pay taxes where they play that week. The game check. Say Buffalo is playing New York. The Buffalo players have to pay the taxes in New York for that game.
So there is a tax benefit to being your home team because you're going to play half those games at home. But
a lot of people are salty that we didn't try to retain him. They're like, yo, why didn't we retain him? Like, we are trying to go we're trying to go younger. We're not trying to bring back 30-something, run through the injury history all over again. Like, I'm not mad at it. You know, I'll miss the speed on the outside. That's about it.
When you got a beast like Eli, why do you? Who cares? Who cares?
That's true. It's all good. I mean, I'm okay with it. I know Izzy's ecstatic. She was never ready. She was never a Mostert fanatic, so she's cool. There's not a lot of pushback. Some casual fans are like, "Well, if you could get $3 million over there, why couldn't we do it?" Because paying taxes in California is a fucking nightmare. It's not the same.
And why would he want? Why would he want to be there behind the young stud?
I don't think, Tony. Honestly, if he stayed here, it wouldn't have cut into his. He would have been. I mean, Shanahan doesn't exactly, Elijah Mitchell was RB1, right? But if Mostert came back healthy, it would have been different. It wouldn't have been Eli 1. It could have been this week, that week. They would have both seen the field significantly. That's not an argument. The fact is that McDaniels went down there for the head coaching position, and a lot of these guys love that guy. Sherfield, Mostert, they love that guy. I don't blame Mostert not wanting to take, the taxes in California are brutal. They're brutal. And to make an incentivized to say that, Chandler Jones was a big deal, right? I wanted Chandler Jones in San Francisco, but he took $17 million to go play in Vegas. San Francisco was said to offer 12. I don't know what incentives were involved in that. He may not have wanted to take that, right? I mean,
was Trent Sherfield traded to the Dolphins?
No,
he's a free agent. He's a free agent.
How many years was his rookie deal for?
He
wasn't a rookie with us. He was drafted by Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. He's a 3 or 4 year veteran.
I thought he was like a 2-year player.
No. Sherfield's been in the league for a minute. But I mean, I was kind of sad to see him go as far as wide receiver depth. I kind of wanted to keep him. But that's fine. Go ahead. It's all good. It is what it is. But I know a lot of fans are pushing back. Like, we could have retained these guys. Like, it's not worth the player trying to meet incentives, as an edge rusher, like, X many sacks. If we make the playoffs, if we make an NFC championship, it's just not really, it just wasn't worth it. Right. It's not worth being a 49er for a few $1 million. It's just not. The money, the taxes suck. I don't blame players for thinking twice. And, a lot of people don't take that into. Alexa, stop. God damn it. A lot of fans don't take other things into consideration as far as taxes and the state taxes. So, it is what it is. It's all good.
What about Devontae Adams going to the Raiders?
Oh man, hold on a minute. We started talking about
the Dolphins have actually been pretty active. They also signed Chase Edmonds. They signed Teron Armstead from the Saints, left tackle. They signed Emmanuel Ogbah. They've been pretty active.
And they get a million draft picks, don't they?
Yeah.
They gave up a 22 first, a 22 second, a 22 fourth, a 2023 fourth, and a 2023 sixth, right?
Yeah.
And how much money did they pay him?
Tyreek?
I don't know if they paid him any additional money. The Miami Dolphins.
Oh no, they paid
$120 million contract extension.
And how much of that was guaranteed?
72.2.
And then they've got a suspect fucking quarterback in Tua. Each blows my mind.
They also got Bridgewater.
Can we throw the towel in on Bridgewater yet? I mean, what is?
I actually like Bridgewater. I think Bridgewater can be. I think Bridgewater fits in that category. If you got a really great defense and an excellent run game, he could be an effective quarterback.
That happened before.
Where?
I mean, I feel like Carolina, when he was there, had a good weapons all around him, a decent defense. He actually did good with the Saints. So I think he was
5-0.
Yeah, he went undefeated or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that AFC West is gonna be a beast. There's
the AFC in general.
I think John, is your boy from your boy that likes the Chiefs? Is he on right now?
I haven't seen him drop in, but I'd like to bring him on if he does. Scott, I should reach out to him and see if he'd like to come on and tell us a little bit about how he feels, because I mean, the Chiefs have taken a significant blow, and I don't give a damn how they play that off. They've got to feel a little bit. They've got to feel some kind of way. I know Tyreek Hill isn't young, and they probably thought that they could. Young. I mean, he's 29, right? 28, 29 years old.
That's your prime.
I mean, look, they couldn't keep him.
It was just too much money.
It was just too much money, right? And why do you suppose, Nick? Why do you suppose? Could it be that there's a quarterback out there that was given a $500 million contract structured every type of way.
So
Do you believe that maybe some of that is the reason why they couldn't retain him?
Here's the thing. When you get a quarterback,
I mean, Charvarius Ward, they couldn't pay one of their great corners, whom I am ecstatic to have acquired.
He's not a great corner. He's
great.
Starter. He's a starter.
He's great. He's fucking great. He's better than any of the motherfuckers on the Browns. I promise you that.
No, he isn't. Absolutely not.
The fuck he is, brother.
He's
and
not
we can
better.
take that to the fucking heart.
He wouldn't start on our team.
You are a sham, bro. You are an absolute sham.
He wouldn't start. He wouldn't start over Denzel Ward, and he would not start over.
He wouldn't. Denzel Ward sucks. He sucks.
Tony, would you like to jump in on this? Does Denzel Ward suck?
No, don't even bother wasting your time. There's no point. Charvarius Ward is better than any cornerback on the fucking Cleveland Browns. Period. He isn't. He is. Ask that to our panel.
I don't care what your panel says, John. I don't care what the Browns
They're your panel too, you fucking insignificant idiot. It doesn't make a difference.
It doesn't mean that they know all.
You're just a biased fucking idiot who can never face the fucking facts.
Has Charvarius Ward ever made a Pro Bowl?
Did Denzel Ward even play in the fucking Pro Bowl?
Yes, he
did. He play?
Yes,
did he play?
Yeah.
So he played two-hand tag, right? The Pro Bowl means nothing to me. It's a fucking joke. I don't give a fuck. I watched fucking game tape on Charvarius Ward. He gives little separation. Little bit.
John watched game tape.
Woo! The Browns made the playoffs. Woo! You got a great secondary, but you didn't do shit. And you're not going to do
Here we go again. It's the Cleveland Browns and it's first and 10.
Dion said,
bring that energy now.
The games begin. Here we go again.
You are singing your fucking Brown song, but you weren't singing that shit at the end of the season, were you?
Dion said it's not going to be a cakewalk for the Chiefs in the AFC anymore. Not just the AFC. It's not going to be a cakewalk in their own conference. And I'm not so sure the Kansas City Chiefs are guaranteed.
Tell them.
I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs are guaranteed to make the playoffs next year. They have a ridiculous schedule coming up in a ridiculous conference. And I think they're going to struggle.
They might not do very well.
They start off against the Arizona Cardinals, which we don't know what the hell they're going to be. We don't know what Kyler Murray's doing right now. He's kind of in limbo. Then they play at Denver. Houston, they'll beat the shit out of. The Colts, which we'll get to soon with the addition of Matt Ryan. Broncos, again. Chargers, which Chargers beat them last year. Raiders, Jaguars, they'll beat the shit out of. Tennessee Titans, Rams, Seahawks, they'll beat the shit out of. Raiders, Chargers, 49ers, Bengals, Bills, Buccaneers. Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Their last 6 games are Raiders, Chargers, 49ers, Bengals, Bills, Bucks.
Here's the thing when you draft a quarterback like that, when you draft a star, you have the rookie contract to basically hit the jackpot. They did. They won a Super Bowl under Mahomes' rookie contract. Then you have to sign him. Your team's never going to be as good. Your team is never going to be as good as they were when they won the Super Bowl under his rookie contract. That's the best team that you're going to have. When you have a great quarterback and you pay them a bunch of money, it gives you a high floor. So the Chiefs are always going to be good with Patrick Mahomes under center, but they're never going to be as good as they were that year.
Yeah, I think that's why the window for the 49ers is open now while they have Trey on that rookie contract.
Yeah, I mean, if Trey's good, if Trey's as good as they think he is, then they have like 3 years to hit on that window. Otherwise, you're gonna have to pay them, and then other parts of your team suffer.
Oh, I thought that was the schedule, Vince. Maybe it was just who they play. Yeah, everything says to be determined on dates. I was just kind of going in order there. Tough schedule nonetheless. Couple cakes with the Jaguars, Seahawks. I think they're going to be fucking terrible. Texans, Jaguars, and Seahawks are really their only guarantees this next year, especially with losing Tyreek. I don't think people realize what that guy did for that team. I mean,
he
was
in-game.
He's amazing.
His in-game speed was unmatched. I mean, there wasn't a person in pads faster than him.
What's he do with the Dolphins now, though?
I mean,
is Tua a guy that can improvise like Mahomes and get out of trouble and find him deep? I'm anxious to see that, and I kind of feel bad because I'm a huge Waddle guy. I loved Waddle, and he's obviously going to take away from Waddle, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Those two guys, those are like the fastest guys ever. When Waddle was coming out in the draft, they compared him to Tyreek Hill.
It's going to be a lot of speed there.
Are you talking about Tomlinson and DJ Jones, K1? As far as Sherfield and Mostert, I'm good with Lakin going to New York. I'm fine with it. I knew we weren't going to be able to keep him. I was never surprised. I was a little surprised when K1, when we couldn't keep K1, but I mean, I was kind of tired of him getting banged up. So I'm not really mad. I'm not upset about anywhere anybody went, to be honest with you. I'm ready to to hit the draft. I'm ready to see, after June 1st, the Jimmy situation is the Jimmy situation. I mean, I have exhausted my thoughts on that ad nauseum, but I'm good. Jerry, good to see you, family. Thanks for joining us. I'm not upset, Izzy. I'm pretty cool with where everybody went. I wish them all the best. That just speaks to our development, right? We developed these guys. They went out and got the bag, and they deserve it. DJ Jones deserves it. Lakin deserves it. Now it's time to see what John and Kyle did in the draft and whether Jalen Moore and Banks play out, right? So I'm excited. I think we need a right tackle. I want some right tackle depth, whether it be a veteran. I really wanted JC Treader out of Cleveland, just as a depth piece in case Mac isn't here next season. But it's all good. Like Ohio State has a stud. His name is Petit Ferrer. He's badass. I really hope that maybe we have him on our draft board. He would be a phenomenal right tackle. Play right guard. I'm not upset. I'm not upset. Yeah, Vince, I know he's coming back. I just, for the long haul, you know what I mean? Like it was speculative that he would even come back this upcoming season. So I like Treader. He's familiar with the scheme. It's a scheme that we utilize too. It wouldn't be anything for him to pick it up. I believe he was a pretty high ranked center amongst centers in the league. So I would love to have him. I believe that the Bengals are going to take him though. So if they haven't already, but I'm not upset. I'm good with where these guys went. I think we'll be fine. I'm excited for Kinlaw to come back after that knee. I'm excited to see how well he does. He'll stuff the run. I don't doubt that. He can play guard. Treader can play guard for sure. Huh?
Treader's a center.
He can play guard.
I mean, anyone can play anything theoretically, but his position is center.
A right guard theoretically doesn't play left guard.
He can play quarterback.
He can play corner.
Play corner.
I believe, Vince. I believe that Treader could play guard if push came to shove.
I think Treader's a better cornerback than Denzel Ward.
I mean, Charvarius Ward's a better cornerback than Denzel Ward.
I think Treader's a better cornerback
I'm sorry.
than Denzel Ward.
Just is.
What do you guys think? Who did San Diego get on defense? Who's the big name they got? D-line.
It's been so crazy that you just
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack. Yep.
Yeah, Khalil Mack to the man.
They kind of got him for nothing too.
San Diego's going to be nice.
Second round draft pick in 2022 and a sixth rounder in 2023. The Bengals actually got better at their weakest spot was the offensive line. They got three pretty decent offensive lines. Leo Collins, one of them.
I'll tell you what, for fantasy implications, if I had the number one pick next year, I would surprise a lot of people with my choice. And that choice would be Javonte Williams out of Denver. I think he's going to go ape shit.
Oh. No, I drafted him last year.
I take him number one. I take him number one overall, buddy.
He got the chance. He was very good. Do they still have Gordon, or is Gordon?
Gordon's got to be gone. There's no way they have Gordon still. Would they sign him to a 10-year contract?
I mean, he's only played with him for a little bit.
It feels like 10 years.
How far do you guys think Ojabo is going to fall? He was a first rounder. That Achilles tear at the combine was brutal. Did you guys see the way it was handled?
Mm-mm.
So he goes down, right? And a trainer goes over, walks by him, picks up the ball, and walks away from him as he's down in agony, holding his ankle. Walks away from him. Like, we're going to move on to the next. Now, he did get surrounded by coaches and trainers and a medical staff, but this guy was such just a fucking cold soul, right? But nonetheless, I do believe that Ojabo falls.
Here's the thing, John. I feel like you harp on this a lot. Like, what was that guy supposed to do?
Just get down on one knee. Show a little bit of empathy. Check on him.
Maybe
hey, guy.
Ojabo doesn't want empathy.
Huh?
Maybe he doesn't.
Are you crying? There's no crying.
You know, maybe
There's no crying in baseball.
Like, hey, I'm going to pick up the football, take it away, and the people who are actually going to attend to this guy's injury are going to come here in like 2 seconds.
Maybe he moved the football so no one else would trip over it.
Yeah, he's trying to prevent another injury. What's that guy going to do? That guy doesn't have any medical experience. Is he going to hold his hand? The grown man needs somebody to hold his hand.
Listen, all he could say, all he needed to do was just kneel down beside him and say, "Listen, young man, it's going to be all right."
I'll tell you what,
all right.
Izzy, that freaking Olave, I'm extremely high on that dude, and I've seen him going like late first round behind some receivers I've never even heard of before. Olave, I think, is going to be a freaking superstar in the NFL. I don't know where he lands, but they're going to get a good one.
I was watching a lot of tape on the receivers because I originally thought the Browns were probably going to go receiver the first round. That Wilson's cut from a different cloth.
What's his first name?
Garrett Wilson.
He's the other Buckeyes guy?
Yeah.
He's the other Buckeyes receiver.
He just looks different. If you just watch game tape and you watch his workouts on the he just looks like a different type of athlete.
So did DK Metcalf. And watch when DK Metcalf does not have Russell Wilson, all DK Metcalf can do is run a streak. That is it. No route running. He runs a streak as fast as he can, and Russell will throw it as far as he can, and that's how he gets his stats.
But the type of body
watch when he doesn't have the greatest deep thrower in football. Watch when he doesn't have that that deep thrower in Russell Wilson what he does next year.
But
he's probably gonna have your boy Baker.
with Wilson though, the way he is able to control and contort his body is, I mean, it's freaky. Like he has a little bit like, this is kind of like almost blasphemous to say, he has a little bit of what Barry Sanders had at the running back position and him at the receiver position.
In what regard?
I don't know what that means.
Just watch tape on him. The way he glides and is able to change direction on a dime, like stop and change direction, he's got a little bit of that.
I don't know, Vince. I don't know how the Rams keep getting big name after big name. I don't know.
They're cooking the books, bro. It's garbage. Piss me off.
Cooking the books.
I mean, dude, how do you fucking do it? He's right. How do you do it? They don't have draft capital. You trade it away every year. They don't have any. They're not going to have draft picks till 2076. They don't have fucking draft capital.
They're also the defending Super Bowl champions.
Who cares about draft picks? Who cares about draft picks when you're getting awesome players?
Yeah.
How are you fucking over the cap? How are you doing this?
Well, they're not over the cap.
How can you do that?
They're able to restructure contracts. When you are the Super Bowl,
they're backloading money. They're going to backload it till they cripple themselves.
Probably.
That's going to be a miserable fucking when they better rack up the victories, dog. So you better stack trophies.
They won this year. If they get better, they're hoping they can win next year, possibly a third year. Maybe if they don't win the third year or the second year, they can win a fourth year. And then after that, the ceiling falls in, and then you have to rebuild. But you get
then
run.
Stafford retires.
You get
Stafford retires with a chunk guaranteed.
Yeah.
In a few years, you're the Cleveland Cavs.
Yeah.
You guys see that? Did you see what Cooper Kupp is getting in comparison to what these guys are making everywhere else they're going? He's making a little over $15 million a year.
Okay.
What's Devontae Adams at? 18?
Shit. Devontae Adams is getting a little over what? 121 million, right?
Something like that.
I mean, he's got to be at least a little over 20. I mean, fucking Cooper Kupp is like on sale. It's like a budget.
Devontae Adams
top 3 in the league. 140, right?
Yep.
Fuck.
28 million. 28 million. Wait,
a lot of money.
Is that what Devontae's getting per year? I would imagine that's what it comes out to. Yeah.
Well, 5 times 20. That is 120,000.
So Cooper Kupp.
5 times 20 is taking
So Cooper Kupp's taking a discount, right? He's taking a discount.
5 times 8.
So Cooper Kupp is taking a discount.
It's 40.
I mean,
you're saving people's lives, buddy, one day at a time. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Was there one math
went
class?
To the Jags.
Who's Ingram? Isn't there like 10 Ingrams? Like the tight end, like the tight end for the Giants, Ingram?
At this point, wouldn't be the only one that was relevant.
Possibly.
Mark Ingram? Or is that Ingram? I-N. You know what? I don't care about anyone.
There's Evan Ingram.
I don't care about anyone named Ingram.
I'm just blown away by the wide receiver market. I'm blown away by it, and I can't believe, that they're signing all these players. They're able to, and the guys that they should be securing, they're paying them, peanuts in comparison to the guys that they share 1 through top 3 receivers in football. Cooper Kupp is in the list, right? Top 5. I mean,
I'm anxious to see what Devontae Adams really is without Aaron Rodgers. I'm anxious to see it.
See, that's the thing. Aaron Rodgers makes you so good. Devontae Adams ain't the first receiver that freaking Aaron Rodgers made great.
Yeah, but we're gonna see it. We're gonna see you. You paired up with your buddy. You got together with your old college pal. Let's see what happens. I mean, Tony, I'm right there with you, bro. Like, I don't see the Devontae Adams from the Packers, but I mean, this is like, like this is about securing the payday, right? Like he got paid, and a great deal of that money was guaranteed. So
he seems like one of those guys that like will slowly just fade off into the sunset, and you won't see stats like you saw in Green Bay. Personally, I don't think.
I think that when you're in a mutually beneficial relationship like that, both sides actually benefit and they get better. And then when you split off, like Devontae Adams will probably still be a good receiver, but he won't be the type of receiver that he was with Green Bay. He just won't. And
who the hell's Green Bay gonna get? Like, they got to go get some people, right?
I mean,
you ain't going to go in the season with I don't even know who do they still have?
I'm guessing, unless the Green Bay Packers are just like a team that just likes they're like sadomasochists. I'm guessing they're going to draft a receiver this year. There's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of good ones in the draft. Like, you got to get one this year. Like, you just got rid of Devontae Adams. You got to get a receiver this year.
But even if you go get a rookie wide receiver this year, you just sign Rodgers again for what, 3 years? Was it 3 years?
No. It was
5 years?
5 years.
He's going to have someone. Maybe like a Jarvis Landry, someone. He's going to have someone. You're not going to go in the season with who's the dude that just runs streaks down the field? Valdez Scantling. Who's that other idiot that they're waiting to break out? Lazard, waiting for him to break out for the last 4 years.
No, I think Kansas City actually brought Valdez Scantling in for I think they were going to meet with him. Kansas City was going to meet with him. He's a big dude, fast.
I feel like they were banking on Devontae coming back with Aaron, and he pieced out on him. I think they were kind of expecting.
You know what, dude? They were in cap hell.
They were going to franchise his ass.
They franchise tagged him, and they did that last season, I think.
They tried to franchise him. He said, "I'm not playing if you franchise me."
Yeah. So
I kind of understand it, but getting franchised ain't that bad. Like, I don't understand why players are so pissed at that. Yeah, there's a chance you can get injured and then you don't get a card, but you get like a shit ton of money for that 1 year.
Maybe he was just fucking tired of all the bullshit. Right? Maybe he's just tired of all the fucking drama.
I don't think you get a shitload of money for that 1 year. I think it's progressive. Remember the Kirk Cousins thing? It was like the first year he would have got like $8 million.
Franchise tags 1 year contract.
I know, but if you get franchised multiple times in a row, it like goes through the roof how much you can make per year. I think Kirk Cousins made like $30 million in his last year at Washington.
Yep. I'd be like franchise tag the shit out of me.
You know why? Because you're a nomad,
no
Nick.
Way, bro. Not when the market's going.
I don't like being held down.
I mean, listen,
nomad Nick.
Devontae Adams was the first receiver to get such a. He got the highest contract in history, right?
Yeah, he kind of broke the pay scale for receivers. When he signed.
Do you guys know how fucking hungry I am right now?
Literally
it's ridiculous. And there's potato chips right over there. But guess what? I can't eat chips on the show because I'll be crunching into the microphone. And they're those real crunchy ones from Panera, like the super crunchy Panera. Yeah, you can't eat kettle chips on a damn YouTube show.
You could.
But I'll tell you what, when
Nick
this
was
bitch
chewing
ends,
sunflower seeds last week in my kitchen, and I found nothing but sunflower seed everywhere. I mean, Nick's. Where were you spitting them? Just right on the kitchen floor?
I'm very efficient with my sunflower seed eating, John. I did drop some, but we picked those up. It was fine.
What do you think this is, MLB dugout? You just can't drop them. Pick them up, you fucking hillbilly.
I misjudged the pour.
Can I just ask, why do you find the need to put your fucking leg up on the chair?
So the world can see his nuts.
Yeah. So the world can see his zipper down because he travels everywhere with the zipper down.
My zipper zip.
Oh man.
60% of the time.
So
and I gave up meat. And I gave up meat for Lent. The whole 40.
Oh, so you really need those chips,
bro. And they're right there. I'm staring at them. I want them so bad. But let's continue.
Let's talk about like the quarterback carousel of what's been going on. It's been kind of crazy. So you got the Saints kept Jameis. You got the Falcons trading Matt Ryan over to the Colts. You got Bridgewater going over to Miami. You got
his cap hit. His cap hit was like historical, though.
You got Trubisky. You got Trubisky going to start over in Pittsburgh. You got Watson going to Cleveland. You got who else am I missing here? No, I'm missing. You got
Mariota's
Russell going to Denver.
Mariota going to.
Where's Mariota going? Is he going to Carolina?
So Matt Ryan is.
I think he went to Seattle.
Indy. No,
Seattle still doesn't have a quarterback. They have Drew Lock right now.
Oh.
Yeah, Seattle has Drew Lock potentially flirting with Baker Mayfield. Tyrod went to the Giants. Yeah, Carson Wentz went to Washington. Mariota went to Atlanta.
Oh, he went to Atlanta. That's right.
Jimmy.
I feel like there's more quarterbacks on new teams this year than teams that kept their starters.
Oh my god, dude! This free agency has been fucking wild, bro. It's been wild. I mean, wild, dude.
And we still don't know what's going on with Kyler Murray.
Yeah, we still don't know.
Kyler Murray's just being a fucking baby.
I'm guessing
he's not going fucking nowhere. He's gonna stay his ass in Arizona where the fuck he belongs. He needs to quit this shit, quit being a fucking baby, and fucking, live and die by your fucking sword.
Tyrod Taylor. How many years am I going to see this fucking name?
There also was another huge thing. The Buccaneers got Tom Brady back.
Yeah, dude, Tom Brady. Dude, you know what's so crazy about that? Let me have a crack at this for a minute.
Vince said Jimmy went to the Canadian Football League.
Jimmy went to Jimmy did, bro. And then he woke up and he was still a 49er, so it was all a fucking dream. But nonetheless, going back to Brady fucking retires, right? And comes back to football in like 3 weeks. All right. Now, I get it. Like, Tom, do your thing, bro. You are not, when you go out like Ben Roethlisberger, when you look like that playing football, when you're forcing it and you just look like ass for the last 3 seasons, you call it quits, right? But Tom is still playing ball. He's still balling. I have no problem with him returning. I just really wish you would have just taken that time away from football to think about your future. Don't fucking retire, because now when you go to fucking retire, it's not going to be like it's going to be diluted,
watered down.
Actually,
it's going to be like weird. It's just going to be weird. You mean to tell me you couldn't just think it? You couldn't think that through before you decided? It's weird. You just retired and then you're like, football, I don't belong in the stands. I belong on the field with my guys. Like, brother, you could have thought about that for the 3 weeks that you retired. I mean, fuck was that?
I actually don't think so. And Tony, you brought this up. You brought this up on our last show a year ago. You're a fan, as I am, of the farewell tour.
Mm-hmm.
Tom didn't do the farewell tour. He kind of retired abruptly, honestly. And to me, it never really kind of felt right. And him coming back only.
Nick, the only thing that was abrupt was Schefter's tweet. There was speculation. Schefter had to take a step back. You got his dad involved. His dad's involved.
There wasn't speculation until they lost in the playoffs. Then that's when the speculation started.
Nonetheless, Tom comes out a week later and says, "I'm retiring," right? And then 3.5 weeks later, there's a picture of his wife and his kid wearing a jersey, and he says something about, I don't belong in the stands. I don't belong in the stands. I belong on the whatever, bro. You should have just sat it out and thought about it. That was not retirement.
What made
that
Tom
was
Brady?
That was like you're Tom Brady. Basically, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You're gonna shit flowers regardless. So it is what it is.
Listen, Tom Brady was the guy that came into the league and he was a 6th-round pick, and he was never expected to start. But through he wasn't all that talented. He wasn't all that talented. In terms of what people say talent is, he wasn't all that talented.
Who?
Through what? Tom Brady. Tom Brady wasn't all that talented. So that's why he was a 6th-round pick, John. There's people that evaluate talent. They said Tom Brady wasn't that talented.
Okay, all right. I thought you were okay. Yeah. If you're talking about the combine, fine.
The combine and even his college career wasn't an illustrious college career. He was an okay quarterback, but it wasn't an illustrious college career. He could have very well been non-drafted. They took a chance on him in the late rounds. They said, this kid's 6'4", and seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. Maybe he's a prospect. But and he was like, maybe he could be a good backup one day. Through sheer will and determination and a little bit of luck, he turned himself into possibly the greatest quarterback of all time. I think most people would probably consider him that. That sheer will and determination is a hunger that drives you every single day. And for you to do that for 20 years and then not do it, then all of a sudden not do it.
And knowing that you're still good enough to win a Lombardi.
Yeah.
Don't retire, bro. Just step away from the microphone for a minute and think about it. Don't come out of retirement 3 weeks later. It's so generic, bro.
What probably happened was he was probably like, the grind of doing this at such a high level is just so stressful. He's like, I think I might be done. And he probably was sitting on his couch for a week, and he was probably like, I can't do this anymore. I have to do this. That hunger is just eating in my stomach. I need to go out.
The kids were screaming. The kids were screaming. He was trying to get the kids ready for school. That'll drive any man to go back to work.
I want to close my head in the windowsill when they're screaming and yelling, bro. I just want to just shut it on my fucking head. Jesus Christ, if I had somewhere else to go like the football field, I couldn't hear a fucking soul from there, bro. Holy smokes. I just think that it was generic. I wish you would have thought it out, bro. You didn't need to make a big to-do about it. And now when you go to do it for real, it's just going to be like, blah.
No, I don't. I think if he has like a farewell tour type thing, I think it'll be just as memorable.
Tony, do you like the Buffalo coordinator and front office that replaced who went to the Giants? I think she's talking about DeBall.
I haven't even paid attention.
Who is the new coordinator for Buffalo? I don't know. I don't know. Izzy, tell me who the new coordinator is. Vince, am I interested in Tyrann Mathieu at the safety spot? Yes, 100%.
Hell yeah.
I would take the Honey Badger right now, even if people are telling me that he's lost a step. Bullshit.
He played good last year. He's not going to lose a step.
I'm all for it, Vince. Bring him to San Francisco. That should be done. I know that Tart's not coming back. Oh, it's Ken Dorsey? Ken Dorsey is the coordinator for Buffalo?
Ken Dorsey's been floating around as coordinator. From what I heard, he's actually a pretty respected coordinator, too.
What do you think of the indoor restrictions being lifted at Barclays Center except for Kyrie Irving? Kyrie, I just, I don't know, man. I just, as much as Kyrie fucking pisses me off, I do commend him for sticking to his guns and just doing what he believes is within his own right, and I think it's fair to say that, look, you got Kevin Durant, you should be able to pull this off. Should. I don't really know about the restrictions and everything that's
the indoor restrictions. If you're lifting the indoor restrictions at Barclays Center, you should lift them for Kyrie Irving. That's it.
I mean, he's obviously, it's obviously considering that he's a liability to the team.
Why? He's not a liability anymore. They just lifted the indoor restrictions.
Yeah, for fans.
It always kind of annoyed me that Panera just has plain ones, though.
Oh, they're fantastic.
They're fantastic, though.
You can't throw a barbecue in there.
If you love Panera's chips, then you would love Cape Cod's. You would love theirs.
Oh, dude, you think I don't know about Cape Cod's?
Oh,
John thinks he discovered Cape Cod chips.
I did not discover them. I discovered them at Sam's Club here in town. And when I did, I was ecstatic.
Cape Cod's, boy. Those Cape Cod Cape Cod salt and Vinnies. Ooh.
Those probably are.
Dude, you get them in a bag the size of a sleeping bag, for fuck's sake.
Those probably are Cape Cod chips. They just packaged in a Panera thing.
They are good, dude. Panera's chips are good. I'm not gonna lie, they're good. But you also have to spend like $76 on a sandwich to get them. Fucking assholes.
This is like some ASMR stuff going on right now.
What's that mean?
That's when people have really silence on the microphone and they crinkle paper up, or they talk real low, or they crunch potato chips like you're doing.
Do you think they got host for Ben Simmons? I don't think so.
I think they. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about it. Ben Simmons is a beast. Wait till he starts playing again, and we all remember how good he actually is. People forget how awesome that guy is. He was an all-star.
He's good. Don't get me wrong, Ben Simmons is good, but I never thought he was a point guard, and his just resistance to playing anything but point guard really devalues him. Because he would be a great power forward.
His situation in Philly was a disaster. You got to get out. You got to leave, and start fresh.
You gotta have your point guard has to be able to shoot an outside shot, some semblance of an outside shot.
I don't think there's louder chips in the world than Panera's chips.
Cape Cod's, bro. They are like chewing wood. He can't play because he's the only anti-vax that plays home. There's crazy part is anybody else that is on the away team can just not Kyrie. Yeah, it's a fucked up situation. But he's settled in. It is fucked up, but I mean, he wasn't going to change his stance for anybody. So I respect I respect it. It is what it is. You guys happy that the MLB is back? And since two of you are Guardians fans, what did you think of all that happened with the holdout?
I'm a Tribe fan.
I'm a Guardians fan. I adopted it. Nick sucks. It is what it is. I adopted it. I actually have my first Guardians t-shirt and hoodie coming.
Out of respect for the people who were
I'm bummed out.
Insensitivity of the word, I will not use the I word to refer to them, but I will always refer to them as the Tribe. Because that's not an insensitive word.
I agree with Nick. I agree with Nick. Wouldn't you agree with Nick in the rare situation? Tribe is good. It's fine. Should have been the Tribe. What's wrong with that? How is that insensitive?
Most of us call them the Tribe anyway.
Because we were the Indians prior. Now we can't be called the Tribe. We named the team after a native.
Yeah, but if you want to get technical, we kind of did name them the slur word of the native that we were honoring. I don't think they intended it to be that way, but that's what happened.
When they teach about Thanksgiving in school, do they still say the Pilgrims and the Indians?
I think when we went to school, they did. I think they referred to them as Native Americans.
When we went to school, there was no rules.
You know,
when we were in first grade, that was the 80s.
You know, Jerry, I don't know if you're a baseball fan, but I'm going to tell you straight up. Vince, you can stick the Yankees in your butt crack, bro. Especially Tony's a Boston Red Sox fan, so he is going to give you the most. The Yankees, I'm not a fan, but it is what it is. But yes, Jerry, the Tribe, right? The Tribe was what we referred to them as, you know, like go Tribe. And like in Cleveland, they're like, go Tribe. Yeah, you know, they're not screaming, go Indians. Like they were never really doing that. It was always go Tribe. You know, that's our tribe, you know, and it was always whatever, right? But I will tell you, Kansas City, speaking to Scott, he said that there are some rumblings and some negativity going around about the Chiefs. So I don't know if it's ever going to turn into something. I don't know if it's going to turn into something that you know. He actually said he would not be a fan anymore if they stop calling Kansas City the Chiefs.
Listen, you're always going to be a fan of the team that you like, no matter what their name is. But you're not going to be happy with the name change. Like,
when are we going to put that petition together for the Spartans?
Yeah, like we're Greek. The Spartans are Greek. Do we get upset because they say Spartans or Trojans or whatever? No. It's just a historical thing that people name their teams after.
Yeah, but that's not going to change like that. There's never been anything, you know, you start a petition and the next thing you know, the Spartans and Trojans are changing their name. You know, I'm not doing that shit. I don't even have the energy to fucking bother. You know, call yourselves whatever the fuck you want. You know, you want to stop calling the Cleveland Indians. I'm okay with it. We should have been the Cleveland Tribe or the Tribe of Cleveland, and fucking Ohio Tribe. I don't give a fuck. It should have just been Tribe. Fuck. You know, the Guardians is tough. We named ourselves out of two pillars on a bridge. I mean, Jesus Christ. Yeah, what the fuck?
Sox, Yankees. Vince will be there on opening day. Pretty jealous, Vince. Nothing will be better than the 2004
I feel you, man.
Boston Red Sox.
I'm right there with you.
My thing with baseball is I get really excited when baseball first initially starts. And like I like seeing the games like in the daytime and stuff. And then like about 2 weeks later, I lose interest till about August.
That is such bullshit. I don't know why you won't come to a game.
I will come to a game, John. I love going to baseball games.
I wish you'd come to a game.
I've been to baseball games before.
Can I ask you a question? Have either one of you been to a hockey game?
I've never been to a hockey game.
Tony, you've been to a hockey game.
I've been to a Penguins game when I was little in Pittsburgh, and then a couple Blue Jackets games in Columbus. Amazing.
Yeah, I heard it's awesome.
I got to tell you, I can't follow a puck on television to save my soul. I don't know where the fuck it is, but going to the Pittsburgh Penguins arena is absolutely. I told you guys this in an episode prior. I saw Crosby's 500th career goal. It was insane. The crazy part about a hockey arena is that there's not a bad seat, right? Because you're looking down on the ice. You know what I'm saying? Now, you could say the same thing about a basketball game because, you know, they switch that shit out, the hardwood, you know what I mean? But I got to tell you, dude, it's different. Like watching a basketball game from above is not as cool as watching a hockey game. And I don't know if it's because of the color of the hardwood that makes it like blah, but the ice the ice itself just lightens the arena. It's crazy to me, dude.
I think they hold less people in hockey stadiums, which allows you to be everyone to be in closer to the rink.
Maybe that might be it. It could just be the aesthetics of it all. Just watching. It could be just the idea. The ice is just such a brighter color, right? You know, it's ice. It could just be the vibe in there, but it is intense. It's a ton of fun. You know, it's a ton of fun. Nick, we'll go to a goddamn Pens game because it's a blast. It really is a good time.
Sure.
Jerry says hockey versus baseball. Baseball
Live?
Baseball for me.
Live,
I
I go hockey.
I haven't been to a hockey game, so I can't really judge. But I really like going to baseball games. I love
hockey games.
I like the whole atmosphere of a baseball game.
So do I.
I like the fact that there's innings in baseball where you can okay, the inning's over, you can kind of go grab nachos. Okay, this inning's over, you can go grab a beer. You know, there's the people passing out Cracker Jacks in the stands. I like the fact that the weather is generally nice. It's an outdoor sport, pretty much for the most part, except for a couple domes. I like all that. I've never been to a hockey game, so I can't really judge one versus the other. I'm guessing hockey's more of an action sport. So if you're kind of into that, I think you'd probably like hockey more. But I like the baseball aspect of it. I don't like going to football games, and I don't like going to basketball games. I do like going to baseball games.
Vince, I've never been to. Oh, I have been to Yankee Stadium. Nick and I have both been to Yankee Stadium. We have. It's been a long time. I've been to Yankee Stadium a few times, but Nick has been. It was just a long time ago for him. He was probably
when did we go?
15.
Nick, Vince, quick story for you, brother.
Chicago, or I'm sorry, the New York trip.
I don't think we went to the Yankees game then. We might have. I don't know.
We did. We went to a Sox game in Chicago. Went to a Yankees game.
I remember the Sox game. I just don't remember the Yankees game.
Maybe I made that up.
Vince, quick story for you. Me and our buddy Bill, that's been on the show, you've probably seen him. When we were about 16 years old, went to New York City. Me and him by ourselves got on the subway and went to a New York Yankees versus Boston Red Sox game. I wasn't wearing any of my Red Sox stuff because I was scared shitless. It was Hideo Nomo versus Mike Mussina, I want to say. Those were the two pitchers that day, I think. Nonetheless, there was a guy with a New York Yankees hat on that was walking with his 5-6-year-old kid. And his kid had a Red Sox hat on, which is kind of weird to begin with, if you ask me. But he's walking this kid, walking with his son, and as he's walking his son to the seats, people are dumping beers on his kid's head and throwing peanuts at him.
Jesus.
And I'm thinking, if they would do this to a 6-year-old, can you imagine what they would have done to my punk ass 16-year-old? If I would have been wearing anything, they would have murdered me over there. Sweet experience, though.
Jerry, I'm jealous, brother.
Real classy, Vince.
No, I'm not. It's not crazy. This motherfucker needs to get out there and get exposed. Let's see how McDaniels does. I think the only reason he's a head coach now is because he walked into a perfect situation.
I think McDaniels is very much like your coach in Shanahan. I think they're offensive, very kind of brilliant minds, but they're also giant egomaniacs.
You know, you might get an agreement out of Izzy on this one. You guys don't see eye to eye on everything, but she might agree with you on this.
Broken clocks, right twice a day. You know.
I went to Shea as a teenager, the old Yankee Stadium as a kid. Did you enjoy it? Vince says yes, or yeah, we're not nice. LOL.
Can we get?
You shouldn't be nice, Vince. Living life as a prick is the best thing ever.
Can we bring back the Would You Rathers?
We could.
Yeah, we should. Do you have one in mind? Wait, did we cover all of our topics today?
Fuck them.
We kind of got really off track.
Are we gonna? Can we talk a little bit about San Francisco and how it's been melting down for the last 2 weeks?
All right.
The fan base is
49ers.
melting.
I thought you said everything was going hunky dory with them.
I feel like the whole show was 49ers.
No, actually, we didn't talk much about the 49ers.
We didn't talk about how Jimmy G was not a candidate for any of those teams.
I think we talked more about the Browns.
I mean, Atlanta would rather have Marcus Mariota. Minor league games. I've had a blast at AA games and AAA games. So I do it. I know. Minor league games are a blast. I love baseball at any capacity. Hell, I love high school baseball if it's great. You know, if you're a good team, I love it. But I do love baseball at any capacity. I will watch it. I will watch AA games, AAA games. I love it. I love it. Yes, Jerry, 49ers Twitter has been nuts. So basically, I think 49er fans have just, you guys know we want to move Jimmy. We want that $25 million that he's holding up. But a lot of people are saying that $25 million is not holding us back. That if we would have
holding
moved
you back
Jimmy,
from what?
signing free agents, getting a big hitter. Because basically, we don't have a history of going out of free agency and getting big hitters.
I mean, it's holding you back in a way, and in other ways you can avoid it. I mean,
we were never going to go and get Stephon Gilmore. We weren't going to go get. I thought that maybe, just maybe, we would have made a crack at Chandler Jones. But from what I'm understanding, that maybe Chandler Jones didn't want to be a 49er. So fuck it then. No,
it's kind of.
I'm good.
It's kind of like the Browns when they got rid of Odell. Like, they were always going to sign Batonio, and they were always going to sign Wyatt Teller to big contracts. But as soon as they got rid of Odell, they basically slapped contract extensions on those guys, signed new contracts. It makes it a lot easier if you get rid of Jimmy's money.
Vince says, still waiting to hear what team offered the 2 second-round picks for Jimmy, or was that a lie? That was a smoke show bullshit fest. There were never two picks. There were never 2 picks on the table. None, because San Francisco would be stupid not to take it. Yeah. They were. That was probably a smoke show just to try to motivate the market. Jimmy is drawing zero interest. But Tony, I will explain to you a little bit of why the situation is the way it is. So, right at the legal tampering time, Jimmy's agent drops on the 49ers that he needs shoulder surgery. Okay? Gotcha. So now Jimmy can't throw the ball for 6 to 8 months, right, Nick? Shoulder capsule surgery. This guy's not going to be available to throw the ball during the game.
July, August,
right?
He'll be back.
So what team who already knows Jimmy's deficiencies is going to take it is going to take it in good faith that Jimmy's shoulder will heal, there won't be any complications, and we'll take Jimmy in Indy, we'll take Jimmy in Carolina, we'll take Jimmy in New Orleans, we'll take Jimmy in Atlanta. Nobody wants Jimmy. Jimmy can't pass a physical, so we're not going to cut him. We're going to take a cap hit of $1.4 million against the cap if we cut him. Plus, we have to pay him an injury settlement of $7.5 million until he gets a job. And once he gets a job, we'll get back that $7.5 million. But it's just like right now, San Francisco, as much as I'd want to take glass and fucking swallow it, has to hold on to this guy and probably try to cut him post June 1st, or hold on to Jimmy and see if there's an injury somewhere between now and camp. It's just been mishandled. Jimmy, they should have tried to move Jimmy when Trubisky was going to Pittsburgh. That was probably a good time to be like, look, you know what? If they're fucking taking Mitch Trubisky in Pittsburgh over Jimmy G, let's face it, like, we're not moving this guy. Indianapolis is on the record for saying they're not comfortable taking Jimmy without passing a fit. They're not sure. I don't blame a team for not wanting Jimmy right now with a guy who has to pass the physical and can't. I'm just telling you right now, like, I mean, here's the thing, guys in the chat, I'm gonna fall. You guys, you're getting ahead of me. And just hold out for a second. Just listen, hear me out so I can pay attention to the chat when I'm done. And Tony and Nick, you tell me exactly how you see this, right? Was San Francisco shocked by the news? Right?
By what
Did it
news?
fuck up free agency?
Shocked by
By
what
Jimmy,
news?
by the shoulder surgery. When they found out, were they shocked? But listen, hold on a minute. Like when you're a team player for the San Francisco 49ers, I would imagine that San Francisco needs to know or had to provide medical records to the third party, being the surgeon that did Nick Bosa's knee surgery, right? When they go there, when you go there, would they not want imaging or records on Jimmy's shoulder?
Yeah, they're
right.
Gonna do a physical.
So what I'm saying is, Shanahan knows that if there was probably a shoulder surgery in the works, like he would know, like you would fucking know that Jimmy could potentially get surgery and it could fuck up free agency for you. Mm-hmm. So what was your plan C? You had a plan. Don't tell me you didn't have a fucking plan.
Here's the thing.
There had to be a plan.
I don't think
you weren't caught out of the fucking blue that Jimmy was getting so like, holy shit, Jimmy needs surgery. We're fucked for free agency. Don't give me that shit. You knew there was a possibility. You knew it. You knew there was a possibility. So you had to have a plan for Jimmy. You had to. If we can't move Jimmy, what are we going to do in free agency? So maybe we did exactly, and now this is for you guys in the chat, as 49er fans, maybe the guys, maybe John and Kyle addressed special teams and thought to themselves, like, look, this was where we ranked 31st or 32nd out of 32 teams. We got a special teams ace and Ray McLeod from Pittsburgh. We got Odin Burks from the Packers. We got George Odom from Indianapolis, whom, seems to be a pretty good player. A lot of their fans are bummed that they lost George Odom. And that very well might be, Vince, the safety who's going to compete for the starting safety position. Maybe it'll be George Odom. I heard that he was stout for when he stood in. So look, at the end of the day, So, Izzy, you believe that Jimmy blindsided them. And I know a lot of people say that. But the organization had to know that Jimmy was going outside of their doctors to see a surgeon. That surgeon, that was no secret. And there may have been, the Niners organization may have told Kyle and John, look, Jimmy needs surgery. And Jimmy and his camp may have said, you know what? I'm going to go get a second opinion. So they go to a surgeon that did Bosa's knee. And that surgeon says, you know what? You need surgery. You need surgery, bro. And at the very least, the 49ers being a $1 billion organization, like, look, you've got to do your fucking due diligence and you have to plan for this. There was no doubt in my mind that they had an inclination that Jimmy could need surgery. We can agree to disagree. I'm not going to hold you to it. But
so here's my thing, John. I don't think the surgery actually has much to do with anything at all. Does it have a little bit of a negative impact on his trade value? Sure. Anytime you have surgery, it's going to have a little bit of impact. But I don't think it has a ton. You guys were going to have trouble moving Jimmy G to begin with. Okay?
why?
Because the Browns are in a similar situation with Baker. It's a little bit different.
Baker's younger. Baker was a first-round draft pick.
I'll tell you how it's different.
Baker showed some fucking, immaturity, and that's what's really fucking him up.
Yes, that is what's fucking him up. Immaturity and stupidity. What's basically Baker is thought of as having more talent than Jimmy G. Jimmy G is thought of as being a better professional. They're both generally thought of as similar caliber players. Okay? Now, Jimmy G's strength in his play is not on arm strength. So he's going to be able to do the things that he has done. His Jimmy G's strength has always been on leadership and being able to manage a game. And that's Jimmy G's going to have that. But you guys have to get rid of Jimmy G, just like we have to get rid of Baker. Teams know that, so they're not going to offer you the farm for him. They're not going to offer you. They were never going to offer you. You guys were never going to get a second-round pick for Jimmy G. You guys were never going to get a third-round pick for Jimmy G. It was probably going to be in the fourth round.
Why? The Washington Commanders offered us a second-round pick for Jimmy, but at the time, he waived his no-trade clause. That power was after that. So after once the new league year started, Jimmy didn't have the no trade clause. He couldn't do it anymore. So basically, had another team offered us a second, we could have taken it. The Commanders offered us a second for Jimmy, but he said no.
Is that written in stone? Did that happen?
It was, I don't know if it was written in stone. I don't have that answer.
Because I highly doubt that actually would have happened.
No, actually, I think that I don't know. I don't know for sure. But nonetheless, dude, what team is going to take you if you can't throw the football in camp?
Let Tony have the conch for a second.
I'm about to ruffle some feathers with this chat. You fans of the 49ers get exactly what you deserve for how you guys brought the rookie in, and the plan was for Jimmy to hopefully go out this year, ball his ass off, win a bunch of games, and have some type of value added to him so you guys can go trade him in the offseason. Jimmy did his part. He went out there, played probably the best he could play, won a whole bunch of games, but the entire fucking way, you guys never gave him credit for the victories. You guys shit on him every fucking week on this show, on every other show, and that shit got into the media.
Yeah,
fans, how the fans took him, got into the media.
Jimmy G doesn't win games. The team win game. The
team wins, not Jimmy. The team, and now all these fucking teams out there, they believe your shit. They believe John's shit. They believe, you know what? He didn't win those games. He didn't. John said he didn't win those games.
Mm-hmm. You guys should have been coming out and saying Jimmy G's awesome. Look at Jimmy G winning a championship.
I can't believe we're not going to have him on the team next year.
Let me ask you a question.
We can afford him.
When the Bears went to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman, did Rex Grossman get them to the Super Bowl, or did the defense?
Defense.
How many times did Rex Grossman get
them to the in 2019, when Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers went to the Super Bowl, how did we get there?
Defense.
What's Rex Grossman's?
So when people say, Nick, shut up for a second.
I'm just saying.
When people say that Jimmy got you to a Super Bowl, or Jimmy did this, or Jimmy did that, it is unfair to say that Jimmy did that, because Jimmy needed help. It was the defense that did that. Now I'll push back on my own statement and say, to make a Super Bowl, you need to have a good defense. You need to have a good run game. You do. But Jimmy didn't do it by himself. You know,
we're not saying he did.
But I mean,
just for this year, you guys just needed to not say anything for this year. The media, the fans, just for this year, build the guy up for winning all these games. Build him up so his stock would be up. You guys shit on him every.
What we say.
It's not just you.
It's not me that has to build Jimmy's stock. Jimmy has to go out there and ball out to build his own fucking stock. No,
he did.
What I think.
For Jimmy standards,
he
did ball out.
He did.
He didn't. I mean, he threw a bunch of bad passes and a shitload of picks.
The San Francisco 49ers were ranked the number 9 defense in the league. Not bad, but not elite.
Okay. I started hearing shit probably in like week 11, 12, 13. All the shit I hear on our show that you talk about Jimmy, I started hearing on like ESPN, like Keyshawn Johnson in the morning started saying like, yeah, but is it Jimmy winning the games, or is it the 49ers winning the games and Jimmy just happens to be quarterback? I started hearing shit like that. It like started getting into like the media, the stuff that I hear like on this show. And
oh, Izzy, you don't like what Tony's saying. You're not gonna like what I'm gonna say.
All I'm saying is you guys should have just built him up. You should have thought past the season. You knew you weren't keeping him. You should have thought past the season, and everyone just praised Jimmy for doing a great job.
See Shanahan fucking swallowing his pride and saying things about Jimmy that weren't exactly complimentary. When he had bad games, the media was asking questions. Grant Cohn, who is very well known in the 49er community, asks the hard questions. He asks the hard questions because he doesn't give a fuck. He's not a 49er fan. He asks Kyle the hard questions, and Kyle dances around them. Mm-hmm. And then you got the other reporters in there. They're like, Kyle, can you tell us when Deebo Samuel didn't get the first down conversion, how did that make the 49ers? Was that hard for the 49ers to overcome? Yeah, no shit. No shit. Shanahan was always like, they're like, Kyle, how did you feel when Jimmy threw that interception? Kyle's like, I think Jimmy played great. I think Jimmy did great.
Kyle played his card.
You fucking. He's the only one that's got. Listen, Kyle. Jimmy's Jimmy's stock isn't going to be dependent on what the fans think. The fans went into Mostert's fucking wife's DMs and told them that he should fucking die. Right?
Maybe that's why he's not fucking. Maybe that's why he's not fucking there either anymore.
Yep.
You're not going to get an argument from me or anybody in the chat about that.
$3 million in Miami. Listen, Izzy, There's a difference with the way 49ers.
Hold on. Let me get to these messages. Time out.
Baker, and there's a difference between the way there's a difference between the way the Browns fans treated Baker, and there's a difference between the way the 49ers fans treated Jimmy. We criticized. We were supportive of Baker when he was doing well. We were not supportive of Baker when he was doing badly. You guys were not supportive of Jimmy when he was doing well. When you guys were winning. That's the difference.
We were barely winning.
You guys got.
We were winning. We were winning cardiac style football. That's not winning.
In 2 seasons of Jimmy's well health, you guys made the Super Bowl and you guys made an NFC championship. That is very great success in this league.
That is because that fucking league was not on our tip the way they were. Dude, the 49ers masked Jimmy's deficiencies in 2019. The league hadn't seen Jimmy yet. 2017, they saw 5 games. 2018, he blows out his knee in the first few games. They hadn't seen Jimmy's deficiencies yet. We couldn't mask them. Kyle Shanahan did a great job of masking those deficiencies.
Did they see them this year? Did they see them this year?
Fuck yeah! They stopped
the NFC championship this year.
Barely.
Barely.
And how did it end? How did
your team get the NFC championship?
My team's in the AFC.
How many teams got the NFC championship? 2.
Did you see the way the fucking Bills played football? Did you see that game versus Kansas City?
Yeah.
Did you see that shit?
Yeah. And
you guys made it further.
My team
you
can't
guys
play football like that.
I saw them lose that game.
Who was closer?
AFC championship.
Who was closer to a Super Bowl?
Tony.
The 49ers would be the right answer.
Tony, we had a better run game than you. We had a better receiver.
We had the best quarterback in the league.
Listen, I don't think Jimmy G's good. I know one thing for sure. His win percentage should have him at least on a team right now.
And why not?
His win percentage alone should have him
why
on a
isn't
team.
it?
Because on him every chance they get.
It's got nothing to do with us.
Yes,
it's got nothing to do with us.
It has a lot to do with you guys.
You think that the fan base, you think that the Indianapolis Colts front office gives a shit what we think? All they want to know is, can we win with this guy? Can you win with this guy?
They actually do give a shit what you think because they're like, hey, you know what? Before they got Matt Ryan, they're like, hey, you know what? The 49ers are going to cut this dude eventually. And we'll just pay him what we want.
It wasn't the fact that we expended a ton of draft capital on a guy that we want to play. We want to see on the field.
Yeah, that also has a little bit to do with it too. You said it yourself that the quarterback controversy is going to be a fucking nightmare. Yeah.
You said that.
Yeah.
And I never pushed back.
Mm-hmm.
I never pushed back.
You did push back initially.
But not by much.
You thought they were going to play together somehow, which is mind-boggling. But
have you ever, I want you guys to think back in our lifetime. Have you ever heard of a team that has made it so far where their fans like totally shit on the quarterback of the team?
They treat Jimmy Garoppolo worse than the Baltimore Ravens treated Trent.
Hold on. Time out. Hold
way
on.
Worse.
Whoa. Hold on.
They treated him good.
Like at least Dilfer they like. Like I'm guessing Dilfer could probably go somewhere in Baltimore.
Hold on a minute.
Like, Trent Dilfer.
He won the Super Bowl for him.
Time out a minute. That's not entirely true. You guys are basing that off of 49ers Twitter.
I don't have Twitter.
No,
from what I understand,
he's also basing it off what the actual pundits say.
From what I understand, from what I've heard, at a goddamn game, there are far more Jimmy supporters than what we see on social media. We're getting a small percentage of people that don't support Jimmy G on social media, but there is quite a bit of a following at the games. Okay. Now, that doesn't go to say that those folks at the games don't see Jimmy's deficiencies. You can't, Tony, you said it yourself at some point during our show during the season. You were like, I can see why people are upset. You said that. You could see why we were upset. And I gotta say that quite a bit of what you saw yourself, those few teams also thought, you know what? Maybe.
Why was I looking for it, though, is the question. Why was I looking? First of all, why was I watching 49ers games? Because I love John, love the people in our chat, our subscribers. Why was I looking so hard at Jimmy G, waiting for him to overthrow Kittle, hospital ball, I was watching him.
And you saw it.
But why was I wouldn't have been looking for these little things if you didn't point them out to me. He throws hospital balls. He throws dump
screens
off passes
at their shoelaces.
I mean, if I wasn't ever involved in this show in hearing all these things every week, I would have never even thought to even care what he was doing.
That's my point, Tony. So other teams are seeing those deficiencies and they're like, look, you know what? Kyle Shanahan had to do quite a bit of fucking work to scheme this shit because Jimmy was a one-read pony. He's just deficient. I don't blame teams for thinking, maybe it's just not for us. Like, I'm not going to give up draft capital right now for this guy. If they cut him, maybe, but we didn't cut him. So maybe if we cut Jimmy last week or the following, maybe maybe somebody would have picked him up. But you know what? He can't pass the physical. So what the fuck? He's recovering from a shoulder surgery. So, and he's not going to be able to throw during camp. Who's going to take a gamble on a veteran quarterback like that?
So here's the thing.
Hold on. I got to catch up with the chat. I got to hold on a minute. All right. So Vince says if Trey doesn't get hurt in Arizona game, he would have been taken out. If Trey doesn't get hurt in the Arizona game, he would have taken over the job the rest of the season. There was a lot of chatter about that. You might have been right.
I don't buy that one bit.
They tried after the Super Bowl. They tried that through the first few months this past season. Enough is enough. We looked at replacements since the Super Bowl loss. No amount of praise can change that. She's right. We flirted with a ton of quarterbacks after the Super Bowl loss. All right. But we were still hung up on Jimmy's contract. You can flirt as much as you want. You never pulled the trigger. All right. He was never doing well, Nick. We passed on Tom Brady to keep that motherfucker.
I don't think you passed on Tom Brady.
That's fucked up. We passed on Tom Brady. I know there was a little bit of contract controversy there because we still had a lot of Jimmy's contract has been a problem. It has been a problem. All right. Guess what? Mitchell Trubisky was in the playoffs twice. He was never doing well. Kirk Cousins won in the dome in New Orleans. He isn't good enough. Fans should not be shamed for calling out bad play. She's right. So Vince, Washington took Wentz, who had been killed from the Colts fans for the past year. The Colts thought that was a weird dude. He was very awkward, socially awkward, and he couldn't get the locker room. He couldn't. At least Jimmy's very well liked by the players.
Let me ask you something, John. Let me ask you a question. Before the season started, you agree that everyone knew he wasn't coming back, and you guys wanted him to ball out.
He said farewell. He said farewell. He
before the season
said farewell.
Before the season?
Oh, before the season? All right.
So before the season, you guys wanted him to do as good as he can so you could trade him after the season, right?
We did. We wanted him to raise his trade value so that we could get something for him. Yes.
What more could that motherfucker have done?
I don't know. He could have thrown less interceptions in double and triple coverage. He could have thrown less hospital balls that got fucking George Kittle folded, thought he fucking blew out his knee. Goddamn guy was contorted. I mean, he threw a lot of bad balls. He put, Tony, for every good thing he did, whether it be a QB sneak or whether it be a 2-minute drive, he put a lot of bad fucking play on tape too. So to say that if he hadn't had shoulder surgery, okay, to say that he didn't have surgery, are we having this conversation? Maybe Jimmy would have gotten picked up. Maybe he wouldn't. I just believe that he's an 8-year, now he's a 9-year veteran. right? He's been a 9-year veteran. He's been on the field. He's been on this team for 4 seasons and only played 2 of them. So he's injury prone. It's not a good look for a team to spend draft capital. I'm not going to sit here and say that Jimmy is when the Commanders were willing to give us a second. God damn it. Imagine if they would have offered that when we could fucking agree to the terms. We would have sent him.
I really don't think that was ever an offer. I think that might have been talk. That might have been talk, but it wasn't an offer.
So we're at an hour 50, and I have to. I gotta go to bed. I don't know how else to say this.
All right, so Tony, if you have to take off, brother, give us your final thoughts. Nick and I will chat. We'll chat it up with the chat for a few more minutes, and then we'll end the show.
All right. I just want to make sure, Nick. I don't know if we even told you about this yet, but we're doing Tuesdays at 8:30.
Okay.
Every week.
Okay.
No matter what. If John can't make it, if I can't make it, if you can't make it, we're going on 8:30 every week. We could have some fill-in guests if one of us can't make it, but your boys are going to be 8:30 every Tuesday. Rain or shine. And that's all I got. So I appreciate everyone coming out. Hit the like button and hit subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. And I will see you guys.
Jerry says good night. Izzy says sweet dreams, Tony. If you ever need somebody, I'll come on whenever. Nick and I are going to chop it up with you guys for a few more minutes. Tony, it's been a pleasure, man. I'm glad we're back.
I hope,
like Tony said, we want to bring some consistency to the channel. So we want you guys to be able to join us here on Tuesday nights and to be expecting us. We don't want to throw curveballs. We don't want to announce that we're coming on in 30 minutes before the show. We want to get something consistent and be here for you guys religiously so that you guys can join us and laugh with us and cry with us and make fun of Nick with us and just be here with us, right?
we also got someone working on a sick logo for us.
Yes, and we're trying to improve the channel as well. So, we just really want to be with you guys more.
Vince, only Red Sox fans have bedtime. Oh, damn right. Hey, now when I sign off here, it's not going to end this, right, John?
No, I'm going to, when you say your farewell, I'm going to remove you and then we'll be cool. We'll be cool.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Later, fam. So let me go back up here. I want to read some of these thoughts. I want to get back here and just address everything because some of these guys are chopping it up. Izzy says she prefers minor league games. New Jersey baseball games, John Jackal games are so fun. Great. I love minor league games, Izzy. I love it. Jerry agrees. He loves minor league games as well. Hell no, that worse than the finger wagging black and yellow dance. Oh, I know. I can't handle it. Vince says still waiting to hear what team offered the Niners 2 second-round picks, or was that a lie? Yeah, I mean, we've got to research that. We are frugal, Jerry. We really are. But maybe it's for the best. This team is not going to backload contracts. We don't want to get ourselves into cap hell someday. I really respect how we. I'm not mad at what we've done so far. To put that on record, I do like what we've done so far.
So I do want to talk more about the Jimmy G thing because
hold on, we're gonna get there. I just want to roll back through these and read all these off so that So hold your comments, you guys, because you keep burying me with more than I can't catch up. Hold on. Izzy says that Jimmy G's camp blindsided them. I gotta respectfully disagree, but there's a chance, Izzy. And I'm not even saying you're wrong, and we're never gonna really know, or at least not yet. So we'll go back to that. You and I can discuss that even privately. You and I, we can have that conversation, and I would glad to have it with you. Did any of you think that it was hilarious that Gregory went to Denver when people were sure he'd honor Jerry Jones? Yeah, I thought that was crazy. I really did. That was, he pulled a fast, he pulled like a Kansas City shuffle. You look left and I will go right. That was crazy.
That's why you don't trust anyone. Don't trust anyone.
Look, I mean,
for your family or your friends, don't trust anyone.
Maybe Gregory just wasn't happy in Dallas. Maybe he saw better opportunity in Denver.
John, do you know the history behind Gregory?
I don't have a lot of knowledge of Gregory's history.
Gregory was basically like one step away from being Josh Gordon. And the Cowboys went to bat for him religiously. I actually was shocked that Gregory was even on the team. I didn't know he was even on the team this year till this year. And he played well.
I did hear that he came back. Suspended over the course of his time. He was a very highly regarded draft pick that fell due to his personal problems. And this is the way he pays. This is the way he pays you back. I will say there should be no. It is a business, so yeah, you should do what's best for you. This is a little different. He basically kind of snaked them. But that's why you don't trust anyone. You should have cut Gregory a long time ago. All right. I didn't know. I knew there was something about it. I knew there was something about it. Then I mean, what are they? Then maybe they're good. Maybe they're good, right? Maybe they're good.
No, that kind of screwed them. They thought Gregory was going to resign with them. They don't really have a backup plan for that. And
they lost Collins too, right?
Not only did he sign with another team, he actually signed with the Cowboys. He actually agreed to a contract with the Cowboys on the same day he agreed to the contract with the other team.
Damn.
So he snaked them like doubly. It's a double snake.
So Jerry says, how does that help Jimmy or his agent? Why having less interest helps them out? I don't understand. Jerry, I don't understand either because, surgery hurts both parties. It hurts the agent. It hurts the agents. It hurts the agent and Jimmy in negotiations with other teams.
I think
Jimmy it hurts
surgery.
Huh?
I think Jimmy G's had to have surgery.
Yeah,
it's not like he was scheming and like waiting. Like, what's the perfect time I could release this news that will totally screw over the San Francisco 49ers? No, he had to have surgery. The season ended, and a couple weeks later, he got surgery. That's it. Jimmy G has to look out for his health. He's not going to look out for what's best for the 49ers when it comes to his health. Nor should he.
But I mean, teams aren't going to sit here and wait for you to play these fucking games, right? They're just going to be like, look, I'm not going to give you any capital for him. I'm just going to wait for you to cut him, and I'm going to get him on the cheap.
Exactly.
But I mean, the fact of the matter is, he can't pass a physical yet. So when June 1st comes around, it's best for them
You can trade for a player that is hurt that would not necessarily pass a physical. But if you're trading,
I get that.
Trading a healthy player and they fail a physical, and the team thinks they're getting a healthy player, then that will nullify a trade.
Right, but what I'm saying is, they might as well wait till June 1st. This way, they don't have to fucking pay the injury settlement of $7.5 million. They can just wait till Jimmy's healthy.
It's probably what they're going.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, even if they pay that money, when Jimmy goes somewhere else, we're going to get that money back. It's not even about it's not about the $7.5 million that I'm upset. It's just
not going to get any compensation for him.
You know what? I don't think anybody's really mad about that. I really don't. I think at this point we're just ready to cut him.
You'd like to get some compensation for him.
Sure, but I mean, it's just I don't want to find out that by not cutting Jimmy, we missed out because of the money. Because a lot of people out there are saying that money is not holding the 49ers up from doing anything in free agency.
I mean, you can restructure contracts. You can do a lot of stuff.
We did. We restructured contracts to get under the cap when the league started. We did. We restructured D Ford. We restructured D Ford. Was it Jimmy Ward? And it wasn't Trent Williams. It was Jimmy Ward. Dion says that he did it to fuck us. He's not giving Jimmy a pass. Why would
he do that? That makes no sense for him to do that to screw you guys. I don't think Jimmy G's purpose is to screw you guys. I really don't. That's kind of crazy to even think of. Like, why would he do that? If he wanted to screw you guys, he would have just laid an egg before the playoffs, and you guys wouldn't have made the playoffs. Or he would have laid an egg the first game of the playoffs, and you guys wouldn't have made the NFC Championship. A guy getting surgery when he needs surgery on his shoulder, like, why would he do that? That hurts his value. Like, he would get more money if, granted, like I said, I don't think it makes that huge of a difference, which is why Jimmy G didn't really care. He was like, yeah, I got to get surgery on my shoulder. So I'm going to look out for myself. I'm not going to look out for the 49ers. Why? I'm not trying to fuck the 49ers, but why would I look out for the 49ers?
I just want to know, like, it's just for me to sit here and for me to sit here and think, right, that the Niners had no idea that surgery would be an option. Like, they fucking had to know.
I think they had to know.
The team doctors had to tell Jimmy, look, bro, you need surgery. And he went out and got a second opinion, and they're like, yo, you need surgery. You know, it was no secret, because if you go to an outside surgeon, they want records. They want to know, they want to see imaging. They're going to do their own imaging, but they're going to want at least they're going to want to know from your team doctors what's been done. What's been the course of action to treatment so far? What have you done? Right? I mean, you're a fucking ER nurse. Like, it makes sense that you would want to know. And when the Niners find out that Jimmy goes and gets a second opinion, they're going to go to Shanahan and be like, look, Jimmy's going to get a second opinion. Like, he could very well need surgery. And they could be telling John Lynch and Jed York and Kyle Shanahan, like, look, there's a damn good chance that Jimmy's going to need surgery. You know, you don't go, you are still a property of the 49ers. You are still employed by that.
He needed surgery.
Huh?
I'm sure they knew there was a chance that he needed surgery.
I mean, yes, they probably knew there was a chance, but to say that they did not see this coming, like, you are still an employee of the 49ers. When you go outside of the team doctors, your health insurance provided by the San Francisco 49ers. When you go outside of the organization,
doesn't necessarily mean anything, but
when you go outside of the 49ers organization to seek medical treatment, you're not going to know.
I mean, there's still HIPAA laws. They don't have to tell you anything.
Jimmy has HIPAA laws, but is there a chance that in those HIPAA laws still the 49ers can be aware of the treatment?
No. The 49ers have no right. I mean, Jimmy probably made them aware. I doubt that he wouldn't make them aware of anything. He probably said, hey, I'm going to go get my shoulder looked at, see if I need surgery. And I'm sure when he got the call saying that, hey, you're probably going to need surgery, I'm sure he called the 49ers and was like, hey, I got to get surgery on my shoulder. And they said, I'm not buying the thumb. I will never believe that the thumb was a problem, because if he had that injury that they said he did, he would never been able to hold a football. This is all about the shoulder, because Jimmy's talking thumb, Shanahan's up at the podium talking shoulder. They were off. Their stories were never straight. The shoulder was always a problem. And that leads me to believe that if you're going to lie about a thumb, then you knew the shoulder was a fucking problem.
You knew the shoulder was a big problem. And I'm not going to sit here and believe. I'm not going to believe. Yeah. Armstead, Ward, and D Ford, right? Or was Kittle restructured? I see you guys are saying Kittle also. Anyway, regardless, I'm not going to sit here and say that San Francisco was caught off guard by the surgery. They had to know. The organization probably said, Jimmy needs surgery. Jimmy's like, yo, I'm trying to get a fucking job somewhere else. Don't fucking tell me I need surgery. That's not going to fly. That's going to fuck me. It's going to fuck this team in free agency. Don't tell me I need surgery. And he's like, look, I'm going to go out. I'm going to see Nick Bosa surgeon and see if I need surgery. And lo and behold, you need surgery, bro. That's it. I until we know for sure, the fact of the matter is that Jimmy, I just don't see how fucking over the 49ers wouldn't fucking have repercussions to your own circumstances. Like, you're going to be affected by this very same way you want. If you want to fuck us, it's going to fuck you. It's going to fuck you.
Jimmy's not at that point in his career where he can say,
no.
fuck you guys.
No, he's a veteran. He's a veteran. He's a 9-year veteran.
He's 29, 30 years old. He doesn't have many big contracts left.
No, there's no way. There's no way. He has no big contracts.
Baker Mayfield was the right age to do it. He just doesn't have the right. He just doesn't have the right qualifications to do it.
This is what at this point, due to the market drying up, wait until he can pass the physical, clear him. So if we wait and clear him, we don't pay the $7.5 million. We hold that money. We take a $1.4 million, $1.5 million cap hit. That's fucking peanuts. And we'll be glad to see him go. At this point, not a soul in this group chat wants to see we don't even care if we get compensated. We just want him to go. We just want him to go. Dude, I just think that I think that we have to take the fact that this vengeful, this need to attack the franchise by Don Yee or Jimmy G, it just doesn't fit the bill if you're trying to get a job somewhere else. It just doesn't fit the bill. It just doesn't. In my mind, I'm as confused as Jerry. I'm as confused as Nick. Izzy, I know you don't agree. Dion, I know you don't agree. But I can't, for whatever reason, if you're trying to hurt a team, you got to know that that's going to hurt you in return. So here's the thing. San Francisco had to have an idea that surgery was a possibility going into free agency. They had to know that there's a chance that Jimmy G will not attract a fucking suitor. There's a chance that we might not, because if Jimmy needs surgery, some teams are just not going to be interested. Indianapolis straight up said, we're not sure we're not ready to go in. They got a good fucking team right now. They're trying to win. Frankly, having Matt Ryan is a whole fuck ton better than having Jimmy.
I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think they're both in the same echelon of quarterback.
No way. Matt Ryan's accuracy. Matt Ryan was throwing to Julio Jones, and they were fucking dominant.
Okay.
Even when they were fucking shitty, they were dominant. Matt Ryan throws a fuck out of a better ball than Jimmy all day, every day.
Julio Jones is pretty good. He also had a pretty good receiver in Calvin Ridley the last couple of years.
My point is that Matt Ryan wasn't throwing them hospital balls and putting them in a bad position.
Yeah, he also didn't win as much as Jimmy. I get it. The 49ers were a better team than the Falcons, but yeah, he didn't. He doesn't have. We were
a more well-rounded team.
There's an argument to be said that Jimmy Garoppolo has been more successful than Matt Ryan. They both went to Super Bowls, both lost them.
Angels envy. Angels envy bourbon. If anybody wants a good bourbon, this is good stuff. Angels envy.
Jimmy G also
wings
has
on the back.
Championship in his books. In addition to that, there's an argument to say that Jimmy G's been more successful than Matt Ryan. I think they're right smack dab in the same class of quarterback. You
can say they're in the same class, but one is far better than the other. Matt Ryan is far more accurate than Jimmy G.
You can't say one's in the same class of quarterback.
Then they're not in the same category.
Yeah, they're
not.
At this point,
I put Matt Ryan with Tannehill above Jimmy.
But Tannehill's not Tannehill's in the same class of quarterback as Jimmy too.
No, he's better.
No, he's not. They're in the same class. They're in the same class. He hasn't had the success that Jimmy has. Jimmy's been the most successful quarterback in his class.
That's why I am so goddamn. That's why I want to see where Jimmy could go. I want to see him go. So I want to see Jimmy at Indianapolis, and I want to see how far he takes.
They're just on Matt Ryan.
And
not everyone that gets signed is better. Not everyone that gets signed is better than that individual. The Falcons are obviously. The Falcons are
that Matt Ryan's in a better position with the Colts to make the playoffs. They got weapons.
Then he was in Atlanta.
Sure.
I don't necessarily.
Has a far better opportunity.
I don't necessarily fear the Colts. I don't look at the Colts and be like, oh man, they got Matt Ryan and they're going to be awesome. No, I don't think so. I think they're going to be relatively what they were the past couple of years. I think they'll probably be what they were with Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, that's right. He was an MVP. She's right. You said, I'm sorry, didn't Nick say MVP and Pro Bowls was a higher level? Matt is an MVP.
No, I didn't say, first of all, I said Pro Bowls. I didn't say MVP. Second of all, that's one thing you can look at, and that's why I say Matt Ryan is in the same class as Jimmy G, because if I was just looking at success, Jimmy G's better. So I'm including individual things when I go into that. Yes, Matt Ryan.
I feel like you're forgetting that Matt Ryan's been in the league for a very long time. He has far more wins than Jimmy.
He's been in the league for a very long time. He's been a starting.
He's been to a Super Bowl and lost. And he went to a Super Bowl and lost, right?
Yeah. And
so did Jimmy.
Most of those years, he didn't really do too much.
He's better.
And he also had one of the best,
better than Jimmy.
And he also had one of the best pass catching receivers in the history of the game. And he also had a pretty good run game for a little bit. And for some of those years, he had a really good defense.
Stafford had Megatron, but he was still fucking. He's still better than Jimmy.
Matt Ryan hasn't played on shit teams his entire career, just the last couple. Okay? And Matt Ryan's plays also decreased. He's 37 years old. He's almost a full 10 years older than Jimmy Garoppolo. So, yeah, they're about. If you were talking Jimmy Garoppolo 10 years ago versus Jimmy Garoppolo now versus Matt Ryan 10 years ago, I will admit Matt Ryan's better. But at this point in time in their career, they're in the same echelon of quarterback.
I disagree with you. I for whatever reason, I cannot agree with you. I feel like, that's fine. I respect your opinion, but I just think that in my opinion, Matt Ryan is better than Jimmy G. It's accuracy alone. Accuracy alone.
But there's also a whole bunch of other things over accuracy, John. There's arm strength, there's mobility, there's leadership capabilities, there's clutch gene. There's a whole bunch of different things that you got to look at.
Matt Ryan never had a great defense. He has been in the playoffs on and off for a decade, way better than Jimmy G ever. I mean, Jimmy that's G a good point too.
No, it's not a good point because Jimmy has more success when he plays. Jimmy, his first year, when he came to the 49ers, won out. Jimmy, the next year, got hurt. Jimmy, the year after, went to the Super Bowl, lost in the Super Bowl to a great Chiefs team. Jimmy got hurt the next year, and the 49ers didn't do well. And then the next year, they get to the NFC Championship. That is tremendous success in this league. And it was also predicated on the fact that Jimmy was the quarterback, okay? Not saying that he was responsible for all their success, but saying that if Jimmy wasn't the quarterback of the 49ers, they weren't good. When Jimmy is the quarterback of the 49ers, they are good. Those are concurrent trajectories. Those, as when Jimmy plays, the 49ers how good they are as a team rises. When Jimmy doesn't play, it decreases. Okay? So Jimmy is not a bum. Jimmy is not a guy that you can just replace, okay? Jimmy, if he was a guy that could replace, then Nick Mullins would have at least somewhat similar success, and CJ Beathard would have had at least somewhat similar success, and the person that they had before Jimmy got there would have had somewhat similar success, but they didn't. Because Jimmy is a good quarterback. Okay? Is he great? No. He's not great, but he's very good. Okay?
I mean, Jerry will probably agree with you on some caliber, but the rest of us are not going to say so. Because just like I had to point out those deficiencies for Tony to see, once I told Tony what to look for,
he has
saw it.
deficiencies, man. He has deficiencies. I will agree with you. He has deficiencies.
Well, it takes a good coach.
He's not a good quarterback. If Jimmy
It takes good
Garoppolo had
coaching.
an amazing arm and was completely accurate, he would be one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league. And he would already have a Super Bowl under his belt. Okay? He's not perfect, but he is
It takes a good
among the
coach.
top 10 quarterbacks in the league.
It takes a good coach to coach to his players' deficiencies. So you need to play to your
Then why didn't Shanahan have any success when they had Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard last year?
I mean, he schemed for 3 quarterbacks.
He only had to scheme for one that was playing each week. Why didn't he have success? Why did the 49ers miss out on the playoffs? If Garoppolo is just a bum that you could throw in and just be average,
I mean,
why
we
did
were
he have
banged
success?
up. The 2020 season, I mean, Bosa went down at MetLife. Solomon Thomas went down at MetLife. We were banged up in 2020.
Okay, I'll give you that. But don't say that Jimmy Garoppolo has nothing to do with your guys' success. Don't say that he's just some average quarterback. He's not. He's above average. He's much above average.
I will tell you that Jimmy contributed to our success. I will tell you that I was grateful for Jimmy coming to San Francisco, and whether Shanahan was the puppet master pulling the strings, but we were in some really dark times. So in 2017, do I fault the 49ers for paying him all that money after 5 games? I don't. I don't. It was money well spent, except now. I want $25 million.
Eventually it hurts you. Eventually when you pay a quarterback a big contract, it hurts you. On the back end, usually. I don't even know if Jimmy's money has really ever hurt us. I really don't have any definitive proof that Jimmy's contract has ever actually hurt us, other than the fact that we may have passed on Tom Brady after the Super Bowl loss because of Jimmy's contract. Here's the thing. The 49ers are just, for a fact of the matter, they're in the same boat as the Cleveland Browns are with Baker Mayfield. They both have quarterbacks who are above average, fairly good, that have some weakness, that are disliked by a portion of their franchise, okay? And they are having a hard time getting rid of them because other teams know that they don't want them on their team. Now, I think Baker has a little more value.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought about Baker.
Just because he's young.
This was right. We were injured. We had $90 million in injuries on the bench.
Yeah, I don't care. That's not an excuse. I mean, it is an excuse for why you're not good, but
that's exactly why we're not good. That's the whole point.
But you guys really weren't good last year. We had a lot of injuries. The Browns had a lot of injuries, and we were stones from the playoffs. Okay, we weren't a bad team this year. We were still pretty good.
No, Izzy, I was supportive a little longer than you were, but you're not going to find a 49er fan, and Izzy will tell you this. You're not going to find, and Vince also, you're not going to find a 49er fan that was going to tell you out of the gate that they did not support Jimmy G. At one point or another, fans supported Jimmy. They were all in.
Listen,
and I know they were.
I've been following 49ers fans just because I follow John, just so I can have shit to talk about John with. I've been following 49ers fandom for the past 2 years. And in that 2 years, there was a point in time before the 2020 season where you guys were really excited because you guys just came off that Super Bowl run. You guys were going to have, what did you guys call it? What did you guys call it?
Run it back tour. Run it back.
I don't think it was the Run It Back tour, but I think it was something else. But anyways, yeah, you guys were excited, and then about 3-4 games into the season, you guys turned on Jimmy, and ever since then, it's been total.
Wasn't just Jimmy.
It's been total negativity on Jimmy.
We were injured a lot, but I mean, look at it this
way. No,
man.
I'm saying the attitude towards Jimmy turned.
You told me it's very hard for a team to go back to a Super Bowl. You said that.
Yeah.
And I told you, you know what? We got the talent.
Because usually
yes, she's right. The revenge tour. We discussed it, and I agreed with you. I said, you know what? A lot of things had to happen for San Francisco to make that Super Bowl. I mean, there were the Saints game and the Seattle game were two crazy games. Without those games, the story was different. But at the end of the day, we were fucked up in 2020. The whole world was fucked up in 2020. All right. But what happens in 2021? We get back to the NFC Championship game. You know, we have been in and out of a Super Bowl and NFC Championship games since 2012.
Okay.
With some shitty years in between. But I mean, for the most part, this franchise tries to compete for Super Bowls. So we got there, we fucked it up. 2020 happens. 2021, we are knocking on the fucking door. We're there. We're in the mix, right? We're in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that the league has decided that they know that they're not going to play this team the way they played this team in 2019. Shanahan was able to get away with how he schemed it up for Jimmy. And now the rest of the league's like, look, dude, we know what you're doing. We know what you're doing.
Had a lot of success, though.
They did, because Debo was impossible to grab. He was just amazing.
Yeah, Debo's great.
Debo was amazing. Because you see all the yards after the catch are at the line of scrimmage or behind. It's crazy.
Yeah, but
you're not throwing bombs.
But he might not be in the position if Jimmy G doesn't put those on the number. Especially
were they on the number?
We're going to see next year when Trey Lance is doing it. Okay? You guys are very excited over that proposition. I'm telling you, temper down your expectations, because
Vince. Good night, brother. We'll see you. Thank you for sticking it out with us. Good night, Vince.
It might not be as good as you think it will be. There will be some things Trey Lance does better, but there will also be some things you're going to miss what Jimmy G does.
I might miss.
And I feel like
I might miss Jimmy. I might miss Jimmy QB sneaks. He was pretty damn good at that.
Yeah, that's like almost like an insult when you say the QB sneaks. QB sneaks are a big part of the game. Okay, you QB sneak maybe like four times a season. Okay,
he was good at it.
It was a pivotal QB sneak. You're not going to miss him when QB sneaks. Trey Lance should be able to QB sneak. 6'5", 240. You should be able to do
Mahomes almost got his knee broken off on a QB sneak.
QB sneaks isn't a great skill. Okay. Well, don't just attribute Jimmy G's great QB sneaking. His greatest skill is the fact that he comes in clutch and when he needs to score. That's
2-minute drill.
That's
praised him for it.
That's a fantastic skill.
Him.
I would love
him for it.
I would love if Baker Mayfield had that ability. The difference between Baker Mayfield and the difference between we were actually ready to go into the season with Baker Mayfield as the quarterback. We were content with that. I personally was content with that. I just wanted him to have a little bit of competition, just in case he decides to shit himself, that we have a backup plan for that. Okay? And I wanted someone a little better than Case Keenum. I wanted a Jimmy Garoppolo. I wanted Garoppolo and Baker on that same team so I can have him have a professional to compete against. And if he can't rise to the occasion, then we got a professional that's going to take our team. But the Browns chose a different direction. And I was a little shocked by it. There was a point in time where I didn't feel great about it. And now I kind of do feel great about it. I think the Browns are going to have pretty prolific offense, and they're going to still have a pretty good defense.
Well, good for you.
Now, the question is, are we going to be able to get any compensation back for Baker Mayfield, or are we going to have to eat it, or is some type of funny business going to happen? Because we want compensation for Baker Mayfield. We think Baker Mayfield deserves compensation. We feel he's done enough in his career and has shown enough upside that we deserve to get at least somewhat decent compensation for him. The only thing is nobody's offering that. People are kind of calling our bluff, and we got to see, are we going to play chicken? Because I think Seattle really wants him. There's
do they really want him? They've got Drew Lock and they're rebuilding. What the fuck do they want Baker for?
Because if you get Baker for a first round pick, or say you trade a first round pick for Baker, or a second round pick for Baker, you can get a quarterback that potentially, he was hurt last year, so that's one of the reasons why his play suffered. He was hurt last year, but has shown flashes of being really good. Is he shown flashes of being elite? No, he has never showed those flashes. But he has shown flashes of being really good. And if you can get Baker and somehow get him on a decent deal, you might have a quarterback for the next 5 years that could take you somewhere. That's a risk, but it's not a crazy risk. But the thing is
Jesse, what's up, fam? Good to see you, family. Thanks for coming to support the channel, my man. I appreciate you.
We might not be able to do anything before this draft.
What, with Baker?
Yeah, we might have to keep him for a lot longer.
What if, dude, there's a chance that somebody goes down. Baker has value.
Hmm?
Baker has value. I just think that his immaturity hurt him.
No, Baker.
Believe that.
The major thing is the situation. The Browns and the 49ers find themselves in the same exact situation. They have quarterbacks on their team that, well, for Baker, he doesn't want to play for us, and we just got Deshaun Watson, so we have quarterbacks on our team that we don't need that get paid a decent amount of money, and we'd really like those contracts off.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Baker is better than Carson Wentz?
Yes.
Do you think that the Commanders would have rather have had Baker than Wentz had this debacle happen sooner?
Yes.
And you think this would be different? These would have been different circumstances, right?
Yes.
The Commanders would have liked to have sat down with Baker.
Probably yes.
So then, where does Wentz go under those circumstances?
Wentz is kind of irrelevant.
Does he go to Atlanta? And Marcus Mariota is not a discussion?
They're not going to retrade Wentz. Wentz is going to be the starting quarterback for the Commanders.
I'm saying, had Baker flown the coop when he got upset, when he got his feelings hurt, had the Commanders and Wentz not come to an agreement with the Colts, had things been different, do you think that Baker, is Baker really a hot commodity right now? Does Seattle really want Baker?
Is he a hot commodity? And he's not a hot commodity. That's the problem. I don't think anyone sees Baker as a surefire great quarterback. And I think people see Baker as a guy who has decent potential, who's a good quarterback. And good quarterbacks don't win you Super Bowls. Good quarterbacks can be on Super Bowl teams. Do you really want to try to do that? I think the Commanders probably would have. There's a couple teams that I think that would have, but I think people are just waiting for them to be cut. I think people are playing chicken with the Browns, and they're saying, "Hey, we don't think you're going to keep him on your team because we think you might value that cap space more than you value getting compensation for him, which we're not going to give you. We're going to play chicken with you."
I feel like
if Baker Mayfield got cut, he'd be signed by a team tomorrow with a decent contract. I think relatively the same thing for Jimmy G.
I really don't think
he'd be the starting. If Baker Mayfield
I feel like Jimmy has no value. Jimmy has no value.
If Baker Mayfield got cut, he'd be the starter on some team next year.
I want to know if I want to know if if Jimmy was healthy going into this free agency. I want to know if anybody would have taken him.
I don't think that honestly. I don't think the health really matters because I think Jimmy, his injury is not a career-ending injury. His injury is an injury that people come back from all the time, and I don't think people expect Jimmy G to be any less or better than he was.
I believe it's the timing.
He's got all of the other intangibles. I really don't think it has anything that much to do with it. It could have a little bit to do with it. Yeah. I think if you're saying, do I get Matt Ryan or do I get Jimmy Garoppolo? Jimmy Garoppolo just had shoulder surgery. Matt Ryan's relatively healthy. I'll go with Ryan. But I think healthy, both of those guys are kind of interchangeable.
Izzy, you keep saying Baker with the Giants. Did Tyrod officially sign with the Giants?
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters who Tyrod signs with. I think if Baker's out there, he will. If the Giants want him, he'll be the starting quarterback, whether or not Tyrod Taylor's on the team or not.
We're gonna have Baker and Tyrod again on the same team.
Yeah, Baker beat Tyrod before. He'll beat him again.
I like. You think Tyrod. That's good?
I like Tyrod, but Tyrod's not a Tyrod's that group of quarterback who's a good backup. Probably could start on the team, but your team's not going anywhere. Good bridge.
Man, I just don't think that there's value in Jimmy. There's got to be value in Baker. It's got to be the right situation. If it's going to be Seattle,
Baker has youth on his side. What's up, Dion?
D? My brother.
What's going on, man?
I missed you, bro.
Hey, same here, man. Nothing but love.
Baker has youth on his side. That's about it.
And the fact that he was a first-round pick.
He's still
first overall pick.
That actually kind of hurts him, actually, to be completely
honest. In what
honest.
regard?
Because it makes his contract more valuable. If he was the 10th pick, he'd be getting paid way less money.
Hey, man, let me jump in here for a second. Let me move my mic a little bit closer just so you guys can hear me.
All right.
I've been hearing a lot of Jimmy G love come out of your mouth, and I don't understand why. I'm gonna say this as simply as possible.
Okay.
Wins are not a quarterback stat. Wins are a team stat.
They are.
Here's where you have a valid argument. When Jimmy's on the field, we win. When he's not on the field, we lose.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will argue with that is those wins aren't always because of him. So a lot of those wins are in spite of him.
I don't think most.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Jimmy in the playoffs is one of the worst quarterbacks that ever lived.
I don't think you could say
he has more interceptions than he has touchdowns.
Okay.
In both of our playoff runs, Jimmy Garoppolo has rolled the back of the defense and the running game to the win. And this year it was the defense, running game, and special teams. Okay. If we don't block that punt in Green Bay, and Talanoa Hufanga doesn't pick that ball up and take it into the end zone, we lose. So my thing with Jimmy is he's limited. Jimmy's not a top 10 quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers was also pretty terrible that game too. He's a pretty good quarterback, right?
Aaron Rodgers was very terrible, and it was really confusing because that was his home. But what I can say is there are quarterbacks that are better at points when it matters. You know what matters? The playoffs. So put it like this. Eli Manning is one of the worst regular season quarterbacks ever.
Yep.
Not really that good in the regular season. But you know what Eli can do? When he got his ass to the playoffs, he got two Super Bowls.
I don't think Eli Manning was necessarily excellent in the playoffs. I think they had great defenses to back him up as well.
Okay, so if you make that argument for Eli, why is that argument not valid for Jimmy Garoppolo?
I don't discount the good of the team, like how good the team is, in when I equate how good Jimmy Garoppolo has been. I don't discount that fact. What I can say is that when Jimmy plays on the 49ers, they are a very good team. When he doesn't play, they're a very bad team. I mean, not a very bad team, but a bad team.
Okay, I'm gonna give you
just
since the entire
not even enough to win.
I'll give you something else. If Jimmy's so great, why did George Kittle have his best season without Jimmy at quarterback? If Jimmy's so great, why did Brandon Ayuk have almost 800 yards and way more receiving touchdowns without Jimmy at quarterback? The number one issue that we have, the number one issue that we have as 49er fans with Jimmy Garoppolo is the fact that he's horridly inconsistent and he does shit that just makes you cringe. Like, put it like this: if you go into a game, you should never have to know at some point your quarterback's going to throw an interception. Like, you shouldn't have to feel that way all year long. And John, tell me I'm wrong. You knew he was going to throw a pick. You know he don't see linebackers. You know he has no fucking deep ball. And you know there are limitations to him. The number one issue is if Jimmy was as good as a lot of people try to make him out to be, there would have been no need to draft Trey Lance. There would have been no need to go out and shop for every quarterback under the fucking sun when we already had one.
I don't think they put too much emphasis on getting a free agent quarterback because I think if they would have put a lot of emphasis, they would have got one.
Okay, we went after Tom Brady came to us and asked. We said no. We went after Aaron Rodgers. We were in on Deshaun Watson until everything happened with him.
You just said that. You said they were shopping after quarterback. They were trying to get quarterbacks. And Tom Brady came to you, said, I want to play for you, and you turn him down. Does that make any sense?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense at all.
If you guys were actively shopping for quarterbacks for
free, but I believe that his contract, I believe Jimmy's contract was a problem. I think we were financially strapped to Jimmy's contract.
The issue at that time, and we couldn't. And the thing now is, it's just like I put in the comments earlier. 49er fans, most of us at this point, we just want him to pass a physical so he can get the fuck off the team. The minute he passes a physical, Jimmy Garoppolo will be cut. You won't be able to trade him because there won't be anything. He's not worth anything. And every team that needed a fucking quarterback has already found one. The only team that hasn't found a quarterback is the Carolina Panthers. And they obviously are looking for Jimmy Garoppolo because nobody's giving us a call. The whole, we had 2 second-round picks lined up. Fuck that. That's a bet. To me, that's a crock of shit. And the reason that I state that is because you have to try to play up your, play the hand that you're dealt. And you got to blow, some kind of smoke up people's ass to make them seem like you got a full, make it look like you got a royal flush when you barely even got a fucking pair. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, the number one thing with him is I just want him gone so I don't have to deal with this saga. Literally since March 14th, the only thing I ever want to see come across my phone outside of text messages from my loved ones is Jimmy Garoppolo has been traded. That's all I want to see. I don't want to see him on my fucking team anymore. And the other thing is,
I don't think you're going to see Jimmy Garoppolo gets traded.
No, I know that. I know that now. It's too late. I'll see that.
Yeah, we're good with either way.
But the thing is right now, this is the number one reason that this bothers us as Niner fans is the divide in the locker room. See, you've got some Jimmy guys in there. You've got Juice. You've got Mike McGlinchey. You've got Alex Mack. You've got, George Kittle. These guys are staunch Jimmy G supporters. And the issue is we can't have divide in the locker room. Get behind Trey Lance and shut the fuck up. Don't worry about anything else. You need to ride with the kid because that's the guy. The number one thing is, but what I'm saying is the number one thing is for John and Kyle to drive that home. Because we haven't moved off of him, don't hold him in high regard in the locker room. Bring those dudes together and let them know, hey, we are trying to move him. If we don't move him, He's out.
If the 49ers players don't feel as if they're trying to move him, I don't know what they're thinking. And if they're not trying to move him, I don't know what the hell the 49ers are.
What I'm saying is those guys that I just named, they hold a lot of weight in that locker room. Okay. So the main issue is I don't need them saying, well, he hasn't been moved. Maybe he's going to stay. I don't need that. I need you to get off of that Jimmy train because it didn't get us any fucking where. We didn't get to a Super Bowl because of Jimmy G. We got to one in spite of him. We didn't get where we got this year because of him. We got there in spite of him. And we could have got there with Trey Lance. I believe we could have been 10-7 with Trey Lance and got to the fucking NFC Championship game and maybe even got to the damn Super Bowl strictly based on the fact that at least the young man has some legs to be able to run and he knows how to make decisions. Jimmy did what he always does. The only game that man showed up was in the Rams game because he had the 2 touchdowns that we scored because he threw both. But you know what he did? He did exactly what the fuck we thought he was going to do. Right at the last second, you're getting sacked. So don't like I've heard every excuse in the book on why he threw that ball to Jermichael Hasty. You're being sacked. The point is clutch the ball, make sure you don't fumble it, and go down. Live to play another down. We still had 4th down. But what does he do? I'm going to just pitch it up there. It goes right off of Jermichael Hasty's hands and right into the hands of the defender. He winds up fucking us on numerous occasions. When we played, the best thing I can tell you is people look at him and they go, he just wins, man. No, he doesn't. If you take away yak from Jimmy Garoppolo's stats, all of the yak that these receivers have gotten over the years when he's thrown the ball, if you take that away, he looks like a mediocre fucking quarterback.
Why do you take yak away from him? Why is yak not?
Because when people look at his numbers, they think that he's actually done something. He didn't do shit.
Yeah, but he might put people in the
yards after catch. It means I caught the ball and I took it the extra 40, 50, 60 yards. You didn't throw the ball that long. You don't throw the ball that deep.
But a lot of those plays are designed to get yak, and Jimmy G executes the plan.
So he executes the plan, but the guy that puts it in motion, the guy who makes it possible is Shanahan. But Jimmy doesn't always execute. We don't want Jimmy to throw outside of the 20 scripted plays.
Is a gear in that machine.
But the thing is once those scripted plays are gone,
it's over.
They're really gone.
There's nothing left.
They're never really gone.
They're consistently going. You can't run another play. You can't run the same play that you ran in the game twice.
What I'm saying
if
is
you do, it's too easy to recognize.
They're never really gone. Jimmy G's been the quarterback for how long?
He's only been the quarterback for technically 2.5 years.
Okay,
man,
even if you want to get technical on that, 2.5 years, that's 40 games.
Okay.
Roughly. Yeah.
Okay. So obviously
we gave you a 4-year contract. We gave you $130 million.
Those plays that are designed to get yak, they still work over and over.
They work, but what I'm saying is
away from Debo, and I'm not taking anything away from Shanahan for designing those plays, but Jimmy is also a cog, and I'm going to tell you, unless Trey Lance turns out to be amazing, which he can, I'm not saying that he can't, but unless he turns out to be amazing, I think you guys are going to realize how big of a cog he was in those plays.
Not me. I could give 2 fucks about Jimmy Garoppolo. My thing is, I'm just going to be 100% honest. Everybody knows how I feel. And
Dion, but you know what? If you're an outside fan of another team, you don't recognize the things.
Yeah, you don't see the things that team sees. Like I couldn't tell Nick shit about Baker because I don't know much about Baker and I don't watch the Browns like that. I can't tell.
They wanted Cleveland. Cleveland wanted Jimmy. And we needed them to want Jimmy. We needed them to believe.
We needed them to believe that he was blow smoke up your guys' ass. I would have liked to have had Jimmy. I thought we could have got Jimmy on a decent deal, give a very little compensation for him, and we're able to build our defense. I want Jordan Davis and I want Travis Jones clogging up that middle, letting Myles Garrett come around the end, and I wanted all.
I'll tell you this. This is because the number one reason that we gave Jimmy that contract was because of you guys. You guys for years called the Patriots and were like, "Bro, give me Jimmy." And Bill was like, "Fuck off."
Love Jimmy Garoppolo.
Belichick was like, "Man, fuck off. I'm not giving you shit." And sure enough, what happened? That was a situation where he tried to get Tom out of there, and Tom wasn't there crying.
At one point in time, Belichick wanted Tom out of there so he could play.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah, but it was. I mean, the only reason he got that contract was because in free agency he would have definitely went somewhere and somebody would have paid him. But the number one thing is the guy's injured way too often, and he limits the offense to a point where you can't count on him to make the plays. And that's the number one thing. Like, you can't count on Jimmy in clutch moments. He does not have the clutch gene whatsoever.
I totally disagree. I think
give me an example. Okay, let me tell you this. That Rams game, the NFC Championship game, we had one drive. All year long, I heard Eric Crocker say Jimmy G is clutch in the 2-minute drill. That was a 2-minute drill. Where the fuck was the clutchness? It didn't exist.
He didn't have to be clutch, but he still led you guys on a drive.
He didn't lead shit. We fucked up that last drive. What are you talking about? He threw the interception. I'm talking about the NFC Championship.
I was talking about the other game.
He was the one who fucked us at the end.
No, listen. He can't win every single drive.
He has to. That's his job. That's what he gets paid millions of dollars to do.
Every single time. He does it about 70% of the time.
Hey, look, for all the love that people give him, he better go out there and win them fucking games, especially the NFC Championship game. My thing is, when you need to be clutch, you're not clutch. That's okay. Put it like this. This is why I don't compare LeBron and MJ. You know why? Because MJ went to 6 fucking NBA finals and he never lost one. When MJ needed to be the man, he was the man. He had that clutch gene. He had that killer instinct. The closest thing we ever had to MJ currently is gone. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. And the reason is there's a killer instinct you gotta have. You have to want to put your foot on someone's throat and watch the light go from their eyes. And Jimmy doesn't have that.
But Jimmy,
he doesn't have that. Tom does.
Jimmy's led you on numerous 2-minute drills to win games.
Yeah. And the 2-minute drill we needed him to lead us on, where the fuck was he at?
You guys lost to the reigning Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, who by the way, I will always love to say this. They had a parade.
One of the best defensive players ever to play the game on their defensive line. You guys, Jimmy couldn't get it done that game. I'm sorry. Sue him. He can't do it 100% of the time. He does it 75% of the time.
Yeah, but Nick, just think of what he said. If he would not have done that lousy pitch going down,
we still have one more down.
We have one more down to get to extend the drive and give us a chance to tie the game up with a field goal.
You guys didn't have
give us a chance.
You guys didn't have a lot of time. If you would have took the sack, you guys would have had to gain like 15, 20 yards.
That's okay. He's supposed to be clutch. He's the man. He can do it. He's the man. He can do it. You just gave him all that credit. Don't discount his talent now. If he's the man, he can get it done.
You brought up MJ. MJ missed more game-winning shots than he made.
MJ is still a 6-time champion and still regarded as the greatest, and he's still regarded as the greatest player to ever play basketball.
I'm not the one who said it. MJ said it in his commercial. I lost more game-winning shots than I made. I missed more game-winning shots than I made.
Hey, at the end of the day, even though he said that, if you ask anybody right now who's the greatest player in the NBA of all time, I guarantee you at least 7 times out of 10, Michael Jordan is the answer. When you ask people who's the best quarterback in the league, I guarantee you there will never be a Jimmy Garoppolo coming out of anyone's mouth.
Yeah, but I'm not claiming that Jimmy Garoppolo is the best quarterback in the league. I'm claiming Jimmy Garoppolo is maybe 15-10.
Nah, he's not that far. Jimmy Garoppolo is 20-32.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
There's not 20 quarterbacks I can think of that are better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Really?
No.
Ah.
No.
I can think of a lot of quarterbacks that are better than Jimmy Garoppolo. And the number one reason I say that is strictly based on the fact that you look at what happened with all of the things that happened in the offseason. If Jimmy was so valuable, I guarantee you somebody would have still took a chance on him with the shoulder injury. They would have traded for him. What's going on, Izzy? I think that would have made sense. You would have if somebody sold on him, they would have said, you know what, man, I got it. I don't need to worry about him being in training camp or anything like that because I already know what he brings me. I'm just gonna go ahead and get him, and I'm gonna give up whatever I have to get him. But the thing is that's not the case. Nobody wanted him.
I'm having a hard time at the end of it all. I'm having a hard time understanding where, Nick, you don't get it, dude.
So I'm gonna look at this is the AFC quarterbacks, okay? Patrick Mahomes better. Josh Allen
way better.
I'm just going down the list. Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert better. Russell Wilson better. Deshaun Watson better. Matt Ryan, I don't think better. I don't think better. Lamar Jackson better. I honestly don't think as highly of Lamar Jackson as most people do.
He's in your division. We already know that.
I don't think very highly of Lamar.
It's going to be a biased decision, dude.
It's going to be a biased decision. He's in your division. He's better. He's better than
Ben Roethlisberger is one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live. I hate Ben Roethlisberger. I just think Lamar Jackson is a one-trick pony, and Lamar Jackson, people kind of figured out last year. He got injured.
I guarantee you that one-trick pony is better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Keep going.
I don't know if I'd rather have Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know if I'd rather have Lamar Jackson better than Jimmy Garoppolo. It's arguable. Derek Carr,
better.
Arguable. Tannehill, no. I'm not going Tannehill.
That's a 50-50, yeah.
No, Trevor Lawrence, not yet. Tua, no. Mac Jones, no. Zach Wilson, no. Davis Mills, no. That's AFC. So we got.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Last year? Look, be honest with you.
Any Texans games, they actually fought. I have no love for Jared Goff. Anyone who knows me has known that I don't think Jared Goff is a good quarterback. But you can't deny that the Lions didn't come out fighting last year. There's just some people who have fight in them.
Yeah, but
Dan Campbell. They want to play for Dan Campbell because they're not playing.
They do. Yeah, hey man, I'm gonna tell you that is a coach that those players jump right behind. They love that dude.
They do all in.
But let's see. Okay, go to NFC quarterbacks.
I can't find a listing of NFC, but I did find a listing of.
I can name them all for you.
Yeah, we can tell you right now.
Kyler Murray, yes.
Better.
Sam Darnold, no.
No.
Andy Dalton, no.
No.
Prescott, yes.
Yes.
Wait, Andy Dalton's not the starting quarterback for anybody.
No, the Bears, that's Justin Fields.
Yeah, that list is we're going back.
Not yet.
The quarterbacks for the NFC are easy.
Aaron Rodgers.
Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor, depending on who's healthy to start the year. Then you got Jalen Hurts. You got Carson Wentz. You got Dak Prescott. You got Aaron Rodgers. You got Justin Fields, Kirk Cousins. You got Jared Goff. You got Kyler Murray. You got Drew Lock as of right now. You got Trey Lance. You've got Matt Stafford. You have right now Jameis Winston. You have Tom Brady. You have Sam Darnold, PJ Walker, or Cam Newton, depending on what the hell happens there. You have, I believe Mariota is the Falcons one right now. So there's not a single person on the AFC or the NFC that Jimmy Garoppolo is better than.
So in the AFC, I got 8 quarterbacks, and that's even me including Derek Carr and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and he's better, and they're all better than him.
That are better than Jimmy. 8 quarterbacks,
25 or 26.
And I think there are more. 32. I think there are better quarterbacks in the. There are more better quarterbacks in the AFC than the NFC.
I think there's been a list before. I think he's 24 or 25 on the list.
Yeah, he's. I'm telling you, he's too. I've always thought he's in the 20 to 32 range.
Nick,
because he doesn't have anything.
Nick, you're an AFC North fan, right?
I'm a Browns.
He's a Browns fan, but yeah, AFC North is his
all the other teams.
Okay, so would you say right now?
I really don't care about, but
Okay, would you say right now Jimmy Garoppolo is better than Joe Flacco?
yes,
Because Joe Flacco is one of the
absolutely
quarterbacks we were most desperate for last year.
Joe
I have to
Flacco,
agree
Sam
with him on
Darnold,
that one.
do you think he's a good quarterback? 'Cause that was one of the quarterbacks we were most desperate for last year.
Joe Flacco's like 40 years old.
Okay, but
Yeah,
that's what the
no,
Niners were looking at. They
still-
looked at everybody last year.
We were still kicking the tires on everyone.
Yeah, Joe
Yeah.
Sam
Flacco.
Darnold, Marcus Mariota,
Right now-
anybody they looked at last year. They were that desperate
Marcus
to
Mariota's
avoid
not better than
this
Jimmy
going
Garoppolo.
into the season, during the season, and after the season.
Marcus Mariota's not better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
But
I'm
what
not
she,
saying
okay,
that
no, her
you were right or
point
wrong.
is-
I'm saying that our team was so beyond desperate to offload this quarterback this particular offseason that they went to anybody that could throw and beg them to come here.
pretty
I
much.
don't know why.
You don't know why, but that's
Nick.
fine. But what we're saying is
Nick,
it's not just that we looked at Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, like two of the whatever most acclaimed quarterbacks of this generation. We're saying that they looked at any scrub quarterback and they were like, please come bail us out. Please just take over for Trey Lance so he has like a month under his belt and then he can take over. They were that desperate to avoid this situation.
Listen,
This is not a team that is bought in on that. This is not players that are bought on that because
I'm
Trent
pretty
Williams,
sure.
anybody that had a lick of talent on this team said that they were going to roll with this quarterback only if they continue to win. They were that disgusted that week in, week out for 3 years straight, they had to keep defending this quarterback. This
I'm
is a
pretty
beyond
sure.
toxic situation. This is not Baker. This is not Kyler. This is not Russell. This has been something that needs to be just done for years.
Nick,
I'm
you said
pretty
it
sure
yourself. This has to
If
come
the
to an end.
49ers wanted to get Joe Flacco tomorrow.
Hmm.
They could say
Not now.
Joe. They could say
Oh,
Joe.
well, I
Flacco
mean, it
didn't
wouldn't
wanna
make
come to
sense
San
now
Francisco.
because we already have Trey Lance. Like we
I'm-
have no need.
I'm just saying, if they wanted Joe Flacco last year, they could have called Joe Flacco and be like, "Hey,
Okay,
Joe."
but we're not looking for
we
someone
want
to
you to be the
start now.
starter.
We're looking for someone
And he'd
to
like,
be our
"Okay."
backup because right now our backup is Nate Sudfeld. And I'm sorry. I know as much as like anyone who doesn't want to say it, but they blew that game so that way they could have the better overall pick. But Nate Sudfeld is
I
not
wanna
good enough
see
to be
Sudfeld.
a starter.
I want to see Sudfeld. Somebody said that,
I
that
don't
he
get what you're
showed
saying. Is
starter talent.
Are you saying that the 49ers didn't want Jimmy Garoppolo to be the starting quarterback last year? So they were
No.
trying to get- So what are you talking about?
Why do you think we drafted Trey Lance?
They wanted
The
a
whole
bridge
point of
quarterback.
going and giving up all of that draft capital was to replace him. They called him and told him, "We're drafting a quarterback. You are injury prone, and we are tired of it. We need a guy that's going to be able to stay healthy, stay on the field, and we don't have time to be sitting up here waiting for you to get injured."
We're
And
telling
what
you.
happened? What happened this year? He had a phantom injury. That
And
man
can
tap danced around
Can
that
I get you to
calf
be real
injury.
for a second? Because didn't Cleveland suffer when Baker Mayfield forced himself to come into the games after Case Keenum was winning for a few games? The same exact thing that happened to the Niners when they won the Texans game, when they played well with Trey Lance before that particular win, and Jimmy Garoppolo could not stand. He even admitted it on the freaking podium, like right before the Packer game, which was week 3, that he could not stand that they finally got down the field and that Trey Lance was the one that got the touchdown. That he was the one that was being used in the red zone packaging. That he started all this controversy by being a selfish prick by saying that he had to be the one that was being used all the time. That they got rid of this whole switch in, switch out thing because Jimmy Garoppolo was threatened. Now,
Oh,
you
yeah.
as a Browns fan, you cannot tell me that you would not have rather have kept winning with Case Keenum, who you have no regard for, than put Baker in with all his injuries at the end of the year because your quarterback was being sullen and whiny that he could not prove himself in a year where he was going for a new contract.
I like
they were
cost you the
pushing that
playoffs.
though
Case
too
Keenum's-
easy.
I think Case
That
Keenum
is not
in
just
that
on
group
Baker.
here
That's
was
on
a great
Stefanski.
backup and a good, and he could be a starter, that bridge starter if you need him to. He's a starter capable quarterback. That being said, he didn't win us a bunch of games. He won us one game. Okay. It also happened to be a game where Dearness Johnson ran for like 150 yards. So yeah, I actually think they should have kept playing Keenum because I don't think a hurt Baker was playing well. I think Baker needed to rest and get better. But
That's my
Baker,
point.
But that's up to Kevin Stefanski to say, hey Baker, you're not playing up to your ability. We can't keep you out there. We need you to rest and get better. Sorry, we're going to do that. Okay? That's why I blame Kevin Stefanski. I don't know why they didn't do that, but they did do that.
It's the same reason we blame Kyle Shanahan for continuing to put in Jimmy
Because
Garoppolo.
he's fucking influenced by his locker room, and that's the biggest
Jimmy
fucking
Garoppolo
mistake.
for a quarterback.
They're both influenced. Stefanski was influenced by Baker's wants and fucking needs, and Kyle Shanahan is influenced by Juszczyk, Kittle,
McGlinchey has way too much power for a subpar tackle.
Jimmy Garoppolo,
I don't like that.
Was a quarterback that the 49ers had basically 1 foot out the door. Why he's able to manipulate how much playing time he gets or how they play people or how anything happens is beyond me, since they already decided that they were going to move on from him.
But it's also the Yorks. The Yorks have been like this for a while now. They were like this with Harbaugh and Bulky and Chip Kelly and Tom Sula. It's more than just the quarterback. It's the whole front office and not pulling the trigger.
Well, maybe there needs to be a hierarchy in there where they say, hey, this guy makes the decisions.
Well, no, to be honest with you, the only thing that we really need is Eddie D to come out of retirement and take the team back. We would all love that, but it's not going to happen.
I think if Eddie D wants to have any type of power, he already has it.
Hey man, I'll say this because I'm gonna run and get some rest. At the end of the day,
every 3 hours,
Jimmy will be cut after he passes a physical.
I believe
he is not going to be traded because nobody's going to want him. Training camp is going to be right around the time that he's cut because that'll be the time that he's healthy.
I don't think that nobody wants him. I think that teams have just said, "Hey, we're going to wait till they get cut."
So
look, there could be
the reason nobody wants him is because he wouldn't got the damn shoulder surgery. That's what I'm saying.
His salary for the year is what, 27.5 this year if he stays on this current deal.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna pay that.
And he screwed himself out of money right now. Be honest with you, because if he would have gotten traded to wherever, somebody would have had to take that contract on and possibly extend him. Now at this point, you're gonna have to fight to have a new contract. And you're going to be on another year of a prove-it deal because nobody's going to pay you the money you were getting from us strictly based on the fact that they know what you are. They know you're injury prone. So now you kick yourself square in the nuts because when you go out and get signed, somebody's going to give you a contract, but it's going to be incentive laden. You know, hey, if you can actually last a whole damn season, we'll pay you this. Or if we make the playoffs, we'll pay you this. You know, I remember the Pittsburgh Steelers. All of their guys were loving. Oh yeah, man, we would love to have Jimmy Garoppolo on our team. He'd be fantastic. And then they went out and signed Mitchell fucking Trubisky like he was going to be the savior of the goddamn franchise. And he wasn't shit when he was with Chicago, and he definitely wasn't doing shit in Buffalo, but riding the goddamn bench.
You know what the crazy part is?
He's also making a lot less money.
Well, yeah, he's making a lot less money, but I mean, everybody gives Jimmy credit for being a winner. So if you want a winner, why would you go out and get a loser? It doesn't make sense. You know, if that's the case, then spend the money and go get the winner. You know, you could have came and said that, but and the other thing is, I think there's a problem is the fact that the 49ers were greedy. They were out there trying to ask people for too fucking much for a quarterback that was subpar.
Sure.
When you wound up in the situation where everybody that you talked to, everybody that you went ahead and asked went a different route because they had better options. Look at what you guys gave up to go get Deshaun Watson. Now, the cool thing about this is y'all gave up all that capital, but y'all didn't give up any players. that was the smart move. Because let's be honest, draft picks are a gamble. You don't know if these guys are going to be great or not. You hope they are.
And honestly, from the reason I was actually kind of like happy about how the trade went down was because, yes, we gave up the 3 first-rounders. We knew that was what was going to be the give up to get Watson. But we didn't give up any second-rounders.
Mm-hmm.
We only gave up 1 third-rounder, and that's next year. We still have 2 this year. So –
no, I'm saying like you guys gave up great compensation to go out there and go get him. Now, what's the status with Jarvis Landry? Is he still on your team?
No.
Or did y'all...
So we cut him, but there's a lot of talk that he actually wants to come back.
Well, I mean, yeah, now you have a viable quarterback in Deshaun Watson. Who the fuck wouldn't want to play with him? I know if I was Jarvis, I'd definitely love to go ahead and play with him because him and Debo been working out in the offseason together. You know, I mean, hey, look, Odell might come back. But no, he ain't going to play this year. That motherfucker got a torn ACL. And I feel, the funny thing is I feel so bad for Odell because he wouldn't won that damn championship, tore his ACL, and now he ain't going to be able to do shit with it. He was probably banking on, if he would have won that ring and he would have been healthy, he could have got a nice little contract. Somebody would have paid him a nice chunk of change. But now he ain't going to get shit. Why? Because he's injured. And that's the whole point. That's the reason why we don't like Jimmy. He's injury prone and he's inept when it comes to being able to see a linebacker across the damn field. I feel like he loved Eric Kendricks. He probably talked to Eric Kendricks before the game and told him, hey man, I'm gonna go ahead and throw you the ball. But I think honestly, hopefully you guys have some receivers in the bag. You know, because you're gonna need them because Deshaun ain't gonna be throwing to nobody's. You know, I think you still got Peoples Jones, right? Yeah, he's a burner.
I love
he's a burner.
Jones.
He's a burner, so you'll have a deep threat for Deshaun.
He's got good wide receiver potential.
Who else is in your receiving core? Because I know about Peoples Jones, but I don't know nobody else. The only other person I knew was Jarvis Landry.
You still got Schwartz.
Who the hell is that?
They don't got nobody, bro.
That's the fast dude that we got last year.
Yeah, bro. You said Schwartz, and I thought you said the Schwartz like Spaceballs.
He's got Schwartz. He was the fastest guy in the draft the previous year. So
they got Amari and they've got Peoples Jones.
We're gonna
Amari Cooper.
You still on Njoku?
Amari Cooper. When the fuck did they get Amari Cooper?
They got him right before they were going to cut him. That was the same time the Randy Gregory thing went down.
So they got Njoku at tight end.
They
got rid of Hooper.
Okay.
They got rid of Hooper. They got Njoku, Amari Cooper, Peoples Jones.
We're still going to get
and potentially Landry. I don't want Landry to go back to Cleveland. I want Landry as a slot in San Francisco.
Hey, I'm not objected to that because I can tell you right now that man has some of the best hands in football. That
what about Cole Beasley?
Catch the ball.
He dropped the
What about Beasley?
Fuck Cole Beasley. I don't want him.
He was clutching Buffalo.
Nah, I don't need him. Nah.
The thing is,
I would take Beasley.
I'll take Landry because he's a bigger body, and Landry can bully people. Cole Beasley ain't bullying
Landry
shit.
Didn't score a touchdown. He couldn't catch the fucking ball till week 14.
Super small, but he's not huge.
I'll put it like this: if I had to choose between the two, I'd go with Jarvis Landry. I'm just saying.
I know you would, but I would go with Beasley simply for the fact that he's got sure hands and he'd be cheaper.
Yeah, Jarvis is only 5'11".
He would be cheap. Yeah, right.
And he catches. Landry couldn't catch the fucking ball all season, D. He couldn't catch shit.
He had a hard time.
I don't know what happened, man, because I know when he was in Miami, he had some of the surest hands in the fucking world.
Yeah, it might have been butt crack quarterback play.
Hands the first couple of years with the Browns too. For some reason, last year he had a case of the drops.
Yeah, Theo had a case of the drops too.
You know who Denzel Ward is?
Yeah, I know who Denzel Ward is.
Charvarius Ward. Is Charvarius Ward better than Denzel Ward?
Yes.
No.
Look at the PFF stats.
I don't care.
There it is, automatically. I don't even like
Denzel Ward or Charvarius Ward.
But I can tell you right now, Charvarius was better. Charvarius was in the top 5 in everything. And he was 1 in most of those categories. I don't know what Denzel Ward was all year, but he sure wasn't in the top 5.
Football will tell you, not only is he better than that, he's better than most cornerbacks.
Nick.
Yeah.
Did you agree that the Steelers weren't good this year?
That the Steelers weren't good this year?
Yes.
I mean, I don't think they were necessarily good, but they did make the playoffs.
But your secondary struggled against those Steelers. Juju didn't have a great year. Deontay Johnson didn't have a great year. Claypool didn't even have a great year.
I don't think they necessarily struggled against those receivers.
I didn't see Cleveland leading in takeaways. I didn't see Cleveland taking the ball away in the AFC. You didn't lead in takeaways.
The problem wasn't
the way that you amp up Denzel Ward is as if he was some ball hawk.
The one thing that Denzel Ward has a problem with is getting injured. He gets injured an awful lot.
That counts against him being good.
But when he's on the field, there are very few, if any, quarterbacks that are better than him.
All right. I was just curious. Bottom line is, my team got better at the corner position by bringing on Charvarius Ward. That's all I give a shit about.
I'm just saying he's not better.
Hey, all I gotta say,
the quarterback position.
I'll leave you guys with this. All I gotta say is, Hufunga's got competition for best hair on the team with that kid we brought in. His hair was gorgeous. His hair was like everywhere. I was like, oh shit. It's like a black Troy Polamalu over here, man.
Which one?
The returner that we got, McDonald, Ray or whatever.
Ray.
Hey, that day, bro. That boy got a head full of hair. Goddamn. I'm just
listen. I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna be straight up with you.
Return Jakeem Grant too.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The way that the 49ers attacked free agency this year and bulked up special teams to get us from
they actually did that.
I'm not ashamed of it. I'm really I look forward to George Odom. I don't know much about him, but from what I understand, Indianapolis is going to miss this guy. So
all I know is who is it? Oren Burks, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah,
that linebacker. That motherfucker looked like he needed to be in a law office rather than on the football field, man. I was looking at him. I'm like, bro, you should be trying somebody's case right now.
So apparently he's still a special teams ace. So he's got a
everybody that we brought in outside of Charvarius Ward is a special teams ace. Well, Ward and Jordan Willis, because those two, you ain't gonna have no defensive linemen on special teams.
I'm glad that
just wouldn't make any goddamn sense.
I'm still holding out for Arden Key to come back. I really am.
I hope he does. Hey, y'all.
I know he's going out and he's testing the market. But I think he comes back.
Yeah.
I had a question for you. With Jordan, DJ Reed and Kerry Hyder cut from the Seahawks, would you want either one of them to take a swing at the Niners again?
I'll take Hyder. Fuck DJ Reed. He ain't shit. Everybody was like, "Oh, I ain't worried about no fucking DJ Reed. DJ Reed ain't shit." I'll take Kerry Hyder because, to be honest with you, if you put Kerry Hyder back in the system, remember when Bosa went down, that year, Kerry Hyder had 8.5 sacks. So
I remember.
If you put him,
John knows how much I annoyed him with Kerry Hyder talk.
Hey, I'm a huge supporter myself.
There's two things you can do. One, you can bring back Kerry Hyder, or two, you cannot sleep on Charles Omenihu. I think that young man is going to make a big splash this year because we do have him for this year. I think that young man is going to make a big splash and surprise a lot of people. Instead of just pressures, I believe he will be getting home. The only issue is now we got to figure out who the hogs in the middle are because we let DJ Jones take his talents up to Denver, and now we got to depend on Javon fucking Kinlaw actually being healthy, which we got to pray on that because we know that motherfucker can't stay healthy to save his life. But
is Mo Hurst still here? Because I don't even remember Mo Hurst playing like 3 games.
Oh, Hurst is here. Yeah, he's here.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we got to depend on him staying healthy, and that motherfucker couldn't play not one down last year. Like, I don't understand what the fuck happened. It seems like people are weird, man.
Be fine. We saw Kinlaw do
Streetwalk is 12, right?
Yeah, he's gone. I think the funny thing, you know where Kentavious Street side in fucking New Orleans, where he ended Drew Brees' career. That's the oddest. That's the wildest shit ever. You're gonna bring a guy in that ended your quarterback's career, and he didn't even do anything malicious.
Barely hurt him, dude.
No, he didn't even land on him. That's the crazy part. Everyone's like whining about the 28 injuries. He didn't even land on him.
But you got to remember, they call Kentavious Street Baby Hulk because that motherfucker's massive. That's a whole big ass human being out there. So I wouldn't want that big motherfucker landing on me either. Because instead of Drew Brees,
you remember how bad ESPN switched their story on that as soon as they heard how many injuries Drew Brees had? It's like nobody was talking about it, and then they announced how many injuries that one hit caused, and then they were all like, "Oh, that was the most disgusting hit I've ever seen in my entire life." It's the clothesline again, all over again with Ahmad Brooks. Everybody was up in arms over Drew Brees getting hurt by Niner players.
Both of you, I want you to do something. I want you to look up Ohio State's right tackle, Petit Ferrer. I want you to look him up.
All right. Mm-hmm. I'll take a look at it.
I want him to be the right tackle of the 49ers, at least to give competition in camp, because I think he'll be a stud right out of the fucking.
John?
Yes.
John, if we're closer to the draft, I might, but I can't get my heart broken again because I have my heart
set not gonna break your heart.
Creed Humphrey.
When you see I
wanted Creed Humphrey. I can't even tell you how much I wanted Creed Humphrey. And then we got Aaron fucking Banks just because he went to the same school as Mike McGlinchey, because Mike McGlinchey has way too much freaking control.
What? Let's give him a chance. I'm still going to hold out hope because I don't.
I'm not saying he's not a good kid, and I'm not saying that I don't trust you. I'm just saying for me personally, I can't get my hopes up over a certain offensive lineman anymore.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh,
all right,
can I show you something real quick?
I gotta go to bed. Yes.
Look, you see this?
Oh yeah.
It's 49. Cool.
Miss Debbie gave this to me for my birthday this year. She sent me a Niner watch.
Oh, wow. She's a beautiful gem. We're so lucky to have her.
But
very nice.
10 minutes till Taco Bell closes. So,
all right. Later.
You know what? One day you're going to have me on for the whole show, and I'm just going to chew out any Jimmy Garoppolo loving craziness that you have.
We love having you. We love having you. But I need to go eat something before I turn into fucking soot.
You're going to eat at 1 a.m.?
Yes, I got to eat. I'm starving.
Bye.
Later.
See you, John.
Later.